What's up, baby? Cool. Pogu 7 months. Hasan. Yo, Hasan. Happy 5 months, Hasan. Hope you're having a great day, chat. Azananananim, Pogo Azananananim, Pogo Azananananim, Pogo Azananananim, Pogo. Hi chat, you are all looking so cute today, Has. Thai Pallium PLS or Joe Biden will literally execute you by vaccine. I just want to thank this community for all it's done good and bad for the Twitch space and idol. Three months, baby. Hi chat, how's it going today? Me? I'm just vibin'. Go back to Miami. XD420, XD69, XD, XD Pogo, XD has mods, XD, XD. Yell with this community hassle.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon.
Hi, chat.
No matter where you are in the world, I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi podcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. We are live and alive, folks. And I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic day. Thank you. Rayleigh Harris with the 5 gifted. My God. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today in sunny California, Los Angeles. And let me tell you something, folks. I had to end stream early last night, which ultimately wasn't the worst thing that happened. I was already very tired, so it was like good that, you know, Spectrum cucked my internet, I guess, and completely destroyed me. I you know, it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but Spectrum totally cucked me and destroyed my internet, and I just haven't had internet. I have not had internet since last night. Like, it came back on somewhere in the middle of the night, I guess. It's wild. Like, it's kind of crazy that it's just like there was a huge outage in LA, in like certain parts of Los Angeles.
Every time
like a fucking huge outage in certain parts of Los Angeles, and
it could be worse. Thank you.
And like, their response is so crazy because they're basically just like, when you tell them like, hey, the internet's gone, they're like, yeah, there's nothing we can do. Sorry, we have technicians working on it. And I live basically in a fucking Faraday cage, right? For those of you who don't know what a Faraday cage is, it's like a net kind of that like does not allow radio waves to frequencies to go in and out.
Hi everyone, Hassel.
So there's no service. So I was basically serviceless, looking through the PO box stuff that you guys have sent me to figure out if there's anything I can watch from all the shit that you guys have sent me, and it's all hentai. Like, I was looking through the Blu-rays and stuff that you guys have sent me. It's like mostly just hentai Blu-rays. Like all the stuff that you guys have sent me in the past that are Blu-ray, because like I don't have any internet. If you don't have any internet and if you don't have any service, you're fucked. Like, you literally have to rely on old school methods like Blu-ray. So which one did you watch? I didn't. I did not watch anything. I just fucking played Witcher. No, I have data. It's just that I don't have any service in my apartment.
Hi chat, you're all looking cute and I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday.
Just a wild situation, honestly. I work on a fixed outages for Spectrum. Sorry, man, these things happen. Yeah.
Join the IWW.
So, you know, that's what the fuck I was doing last night. Just like nothing.
Hey comrades and
playing Witcher like nonstop.
My first Pride month since coming
and
out. Bisexual Pride Hassle.
Spectrum is a new org. These things happen. Yeah, exactly. They're a new ISP. These things happen. How do you make phone calls? Usually I just use my internet. So you still don't have internet? Yeah, I'm actually connected to you right now over pigeons. So this morning I woke up early as a motherfucker and recorded yet another wonderful episode of the podcast. We're going to talk about Miami in that podcast, so get excited for it. I'm connected to her through smoke signals right now. Low-key, this is why streamers moved to Austin. I mean, that's part of it, probably. Kind of mad that like my 5G coronavirus waves from my vaccine microchip are not helping. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of annoying. Like, this is literally why I got the gay autism vaccine, so that I could have the 5G coronavirus microchip in me. And yet internet still goes out, so that's kind of fucked.
7 months.
But yeah, I did my did my podcast this morning, which was pretty good, and now we're here. And the thing is, like, there is so much. There's so much news that I just have not talked about that I want to talk about. That is like, and it's not about the Capitol 6, insurrection, the Hog insurrection, which like I guess is what the mainstream media's like main obsession is lately. It's not necessarily the Arizona audit either, which I think is like a fucking foolhardy endeavor, and it's really stupid. And like these supposedly small government conservatives who love austerity absolutely do not mind spending millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on fake ass audits that literally show nothing, that will not like that will not actually create confidence. But what I will talk about are the most important news stories of the day. For example, Donald Trump likes to wear a diaper. Like, straight up, Donald Trump wears a fucking diaper, dude.
Live from the armpit of Texas. Keep up the great work, Hassel.
Also, Vice President Harris has issued warnings to migrants that want to come to the United States of America. And I want to go through her sentiment. Like, a lot of the stuff that she's said about like don't come to America echoes the previous administration's attitude. Like, yeah, she's not saying you're like a rapist drug dealer, fuck you, but the ultimate product is the same, which is like, don't come here, you know? And I find it very weird. That AOC had something to say about it. And everyone, all these liberals like reacted to her like fucking MAGA supporters. Like, it's weird, dude. So we're going to talk about that. I should just tweet out that I'm live. Like, I probably should.
Even though I haven't talked in chat much,
it's a news day today. Also,
thanks for making my day
later in the day, we are going to hold on. Later in the day, we're gonna look at those like JCS videos, the fucking criminal psychology one. So get excited for that. I know everybody's like been wanting me to react to that stuff. So, the outage had something to do with the cloud server called Fastly. I just started getting articles about it. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, let me tweet out. Macron gets slapped. Kamala sounds like Trump on immigration. Trump wears a diaper.
What's up, frogs? Your boy is stressed.
Trump wears a diaper. What else? What else did I say I was going to talk about? Trump definitely wears a diaper, by the way. Like, it's not even... You are wearing a yellow shirt. I am wearing a yellow shirt. There's so much on JCS. None of the videos are bad. Yeah, I will. It cut just as you were reading my joke. I was so excited that you were reading it, but then it cut. Yeah.
5 months subbed.
Sorry, you're planning on playing Ratchet and Clank? Yes.
Loves you at HasanAbi.
Yes. We will watch Macron get slapped in a second. No, this shirt is yellow. It's not orange. Don't be ridiculous.
At HasanAbi, when we getting the Vanguard started?
Gaming when Saj, please game tonight. Yeah, we will game eventually, okay? I mean, I've been gaming like a motherfucker on my own off stream, so. It's called alcoholism. The more you drink alcohol, the more you can't control your bowels. Should be advised around beer commercials. Donald Trump does not drink alcohol. So you're wrong on that. Macron gets clapped. Kamala sounds like Trump on immigration. Trump wears a diaper. What was it? There was another thing that I was going to talk about. My Vice video that they shot of me happened already. I think they like.
Hassle.
I think they. What else did I mention? I mentioned the recount. No, I'm not gonna talk about that. I said AOC. There was another thing. The Vice video aired last night. I just didn't watch it because I don't have TV. Milo's conversion therapy. We could talk about that too. There's so much. No, not the audit. Not the audit. Oh, Obabe. Obabe had a... didn't Obabe do an interview too? We'll finally watch some of those
return from my Twitch
criminal psych vids to get in now. www.twitch.tv. Yo, I'm going to need you to blast this one, boys, because... we are live early so people don't know, because I've been like really inconsistent with my streaming as of late in the past couple of days, so people probably don't know, but we are live and alive. Can you talk about 9-1 being so delayed? I don't know what you're talking about. Be prepared for a lot of bootlicking and worshipping of the interrogator. I don't know when the Vice video is going to come out. Tony said he voted because of you. Wait, really?
I voted, man. So, kind of political now, to be honest. I've been watching a lot of HasanAbi on Twitch, and to be honest, man, it's been really getting in my brain, and I'm a voter now. Oh shit! I'm also a serial killer, and I'm a terrible cop, so that's fine.
Bro, he brought the bike with him, dude. Look at that. It's crazy.
Have a good stream. Remember to read nice comments from Char Hazel.
Bro, you guys have to remember, like, all of you say, fucking, you know, come to Brazil, you know, come to Guatemala, come to El Salvador, and guess what? Like, Kamala Harris is fucking hitting all these destinations in South America, okay? Real 23 Phil, thank you for the 10 gifted. Yeah, she's all over, dude. She's fucking all over, dude. She's going to every South American country to be like, don't come to America, dude. Like, it's fucking shitty here. You don't care about your Peruvian fans like me. You only care about evenly distributed burritos. Yeah, I know that there is a fucking leftist insurgents in Peru in the elections, and the dude is like, the other dude is claiming that it's like actually stolen. The election is stolen because like leftists are gaining momentum, and of course, immediately, you know, time to call the big guys. Time to call the referees. You know, leftists. Are the people voting for like any sort of anti-capitalist, socialist adjacent, communist, any sort of like party like that? Okay, call the OAS immediately. Hello, OAS. Is the OAS on the line? I got it. I know. I haven't really been following it too much, so I'm unfamiliar, but you know, we can look at it. Wait, the Vice video is here. You are towards the end. Oh, okay. We can watch my Vice video as well. His opponent is a woman.
God boy.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki responds to the backlash from AOC and others after VP Kamala Harris told migrants do not come. Yo, that shit is crazy. Okay. Your misogyny is showing. What? What am I?
Hey.
Lil Yachty and Bad Baby have teamed up with agent Adam Kluger Scoop Investments to invest $1 million in Locks Club, a private membership-based dating app for Jewish people with ridiculously high standards. What? What the fuck is this, dude? Every part of this story is like giving me a fucking brain aneurysm, dude. I don't even understand what the fuck's happening there. Okay, I don't want to understand. All right, let's start with Emmanuel Macron being slapped by some fucking far right ultranationalist dude. Oh! Yeah, where's that baguette? You got a slap. This is the most French slap I've ever seen, bro. Really? Really? You have an opportunity to slap Emmanuel Macron, okay? And that's the slap, dude. Eh. Oui. Eh. Say. Really, dude? God damn, dude. The French put some fucking elbow grease into that, dude. What is this fucking limp-wristed slap? Look at this. Look. Ah! I mean, that's like, you shouldn't even go to jail for that, honestly. Like, it's embarrassing. Wait, it's a far-right nationalist? I think it was a far-right nationalist who slapped him. Why did you moan? My friend is right next to me and asked what I was watching. Bro, that's the kind of slap it was. It was like, He should go to jail for how embarrassing it was? Yeah, seriously. Let me just say something, okay? Strongest man in France. Yeah, literally. The strongest man in France. The best slapper in France, dude. Like, you should have gotten more fucking wrist power from smoking a cigarette. You know what I mean? You should have more forearm strength from just smoking a cigarette all the time. But no. Dude, I can't stop this Francophobia. This is like this is actually the fucking saddest slap I've ever seen, dude. In honor of this slap, we need to watch in honor of how bad this slap is, we need to watch those like fucking slap-a-thon videos. You know what I'm talking about? He surrendered quickly as is French tradition. This slap is not about hurting him. It's a bitch slap to try to humiliate him. Okay, but like the only person that got humiliated in the process is the guy himself. Like, congratulations. Like, you humiliated yourself with this, dude, with this limp-wristed. Like, he went like literally the connection of the slap. Like, first of all, a good slap is like a good punch. Like, it's supposed to come from your entire lower body, okay? You're literally driving your power from your fucking heel all the way up to your ass, all the way up to your lower back, upper back, your shoulder, and then finally, like, with that entire momentum, like, your hand is just a vessel, okay? It's a vehicle to deliver kinetic power coming all the way from the bottom of your fucking heel, okay? It's kind of exactly like a punch. It's the momentum. And you're slapping through the face. And the harder you go through, the better it is. Now, I'm Ottoman, so it's in my blood to fucking know how to slap. This is, there is a thing called Ottoman slapping. Anyway, so basically, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Like, I mean, this is like, I'm a bit of a slap expert. So what the problem here is, like, his slap literally doesn't even, first of all, he's grounded, no movement whatsoever in the lower body. Okay, let's see. Maybe he'll transfer the power from his lower body, maybe like upper body movement. Very little upper body movement. It's all in the arm. So then I'm like, okay, maybe he'll like transfer some power from his arm. No, like he doesn't do any of that. He slaps him, not with the arm, but he stops halfway and slaps him with his wrist. He slapped him with his wrist and hands. It's literally like the only way he could have slapped him worse if he slapped him with his fingers instead. Just use just the fingers to slap him. And that is really bad, dude. It's really bad. This is a stealth slap, though. I mean, this is like a French hello, dude. I mean, this is, I guess, this is the most aggressive man in France, but. Oh! Oh! This is pretty funny. Look at this. This dog is just like embarrassed to be there. This is how a slap should be. Oh my God. Is that even a slap? That's a punch, I feel like. Oh! Oh, the backhand, dude. That's a murder. That's a murder. That's kind of fucked up that he murdered. Okay. Sound on. Oh, he kissed his hand. Okay, that is great technique, dude. That's actually great technique. He kissed his hand before he hit him with a fucking chop. Like it's a backhanded karate chop. Oh! Now that's actually really that's not a good, like that's not good for you. You are not protected at all. When you punch people, the reason why there's like a proper punch technique is because like you are trying to use some of the strongest parts of your body when you're connecting, right? So your upper hand like this, there's a lot of nerves there. If you fucking actually hit something, if you connect something like with your backhand like that, you can accidentally really fuck yourself up. Like you will really hurt yourself. Okay? But I guess he blessed it because he kissed it beforehand before he fucking pow. So I guess the kisses protected the outer shell of his hand. Dude, he audibly goes, pah. Look at that. Pah. Sounds that you could take on the bodyguard. What? You said on the podcast, but people have been kind of insane now that they're going outside again, and I'm not feeling the vibe. Anyway. Ottoman slap video? Wait, is this a video on the Ottoman slap? Oh, wow, okay. I wanted to show like a good Ottoman slap to the motherfuckers in the chat, and this is all we got, really? This shit sucks, dude. That was doo-doo. I'm sorry, boys. I feel like you've been cheated, you know what I mean? Okay. One time there was a fight in my school and one kid tried to punch another kid in the face with his knuckles and accidentally hit the teeth and broke a vein. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's like slap professionals. Maybe we can look at that in a little bit, but I don't know what the fuck that is. But yeah, this is Emmanuel Macron being slapped in the face during a walkabout, which he was doing. And honestly, I just like, I don't know what else to say about this other than the fact that this is, like I said, incredibly weak. Like the weakest fucking slap of all time. Let's see what CNN had to say about it, though.
Slapped French President Emmanuel Macron in the face earlier today. Mr. Macron was visiting restaurant owners in the southeast part of France as COVID restrictions are being eased in the country. You can see here clearly on video the moment the incident happened as he greeted crowds and how quickly, take a look at this, how quickly, that's the slap, afterwards the security detail really reacted. Melissa Bell joins us live now from Paris. So Melissa, despite the comments on social media, there is nothing funny about a world leader getting slapped in the face. Just walk us through what happened and what this particular man's grievance was with Macron.
The video has, of course, Zayn, as you'd imagine, gone viral, and of course its violence is part of that. And if the two men that are now in custody face a possible fine, a prison sentence possibly also, because, of course, he is someone invested with the power, the authority of the state in him, and that carries a hefty fine and possible imprisonment. But it is an act of violence that's been widely condemned. Look, Emmanuel Macron has faced over the last few years a lot of criticism. The yellow vest, you'll remember, for a couple of years, his handling later on of the coronavirus crisis. More recently, he's a divisive character here in France at the moment. Next year's general election looks pretty
serious. Stop. Yeah, the French people are like, this is the grossest act of violence. What the fuck are you laughing about, Americans? We are not the violent culture. You think this is funny? Oh, I'm sorry. This is a gross act of violence. Stop laughing. Hon, 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 you say. We have famously been non-violent culture since World War II. Those. Deux. This slap is not worth all this shit. My man said dose. I don't know. How do you say two in French? You forget about Vietnam and Algeria. Okay, that's true. Hasan, I love you, but the accents have got to stop. There's no shot. Duh. Duh. World War II. I'm genuinely delighted when you unlock a new accent every day. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Violation of baguette rights. How dare you? Anyway. New accent incoming. I mean, I've done a fuckload of you know, French accents. This accent calls for a beret. They're acting like he got shot. I mean, it's not every day where you see a world leader get fucking bitch slapped. But the reality is, like, the saddest part is, like, you don't see it every day. So when you do see it, you expect it to be a good slap. You know what I mean? And it was such a weak ass slap that, like, the coverage alone is just, like, making it worse.
Tight. About 41% of the French approve of him, but those that disapprove fairly strongly. And of course, that is a worry for Emmanuel Macron. I have to say, Zayn, and it's important to note that the political class in its entirety is gathered around the French president. This is what the French Prime Minister had to say about the incident shortly after it happened.
Je vous en remercie. Faisant suite à l'agression dont a été victime le président de la République, simplement pour indiquer à la représentation nationale, j'en suis sûr tout à fait solidaire qu'à travers le chef de l'État, c'est tout.
Dude, this is so funny. Dude, like, part of me feels like we need to, like, oh my God, our politicians are such pussies, dude. Like, universally. Like, motherfuckers are literally getting their shit rocked and murdered, okay? In, like, most of the countries that have been destabilized by the West, like, politicians are literally getting fucking sprayed. And these guys are like, oh, this act of aggression is the worst thing we have ever faced here. The democracy is under attack, under siege. We need to get together. It's like in Mexico, the cartels will literally, like, if they find you, they just, like, rip your dick off and, like, staple it onto your fucking forehead and then hang you upside down. Meanwhile, in France, it's like, oh, we just got the bitch slap. Very bad. This is like, this wasn't just a bitch slap to Emmanuel Macron, but a bitch slap to democracy. Just fucking nuts, dude. Oh, this is like the guillotine. Like, there was a fucking mayor that ran for, there was a Mexican lady who, like, ran for mayor, and they just murdered her. They found her and murdered her while she was doing, like, a live stream, or she was doing a meetup. And they were like, oh, you're going to do a meetup? Okay, you want to be a mayor? Fuck you. They literally went, they found her, and they murdered her. Straight up. It's insane. "90 candidates were killed this year in Mexico." Meanwhile, you know the bitch slap or insult slap was an approved enhanced interrogation technique? Yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of wild for me that you know, they're like, this incident will bring us together.
Tout simplement la démocratie qui est visée. La démocratie.
Yeah, saying like it's not Emmanuel Macron that's being targeted, it's democracy. The principles of fraternité, égalité, and liberté. These are the principles.
La démocratie.
Both right and left also condemned the act of violence, saying
it's not that politicians of Western countries don't get murdered, don't downplay right-wing terrorism. I mean, bitch slapping the French president, if you consider that like right-wing terrorism, then like that's an automatic, like, you automatically are admitting that like right-wing terrorism, which is way more damaging than bitch slapping the fucking French president, you're automatically admitting that it's like not significant. So you're betraying your own cause. If your cause is to show how damaging and how violent right-wing reactionary domestic terrorism is, then don't fucking say like this is the worst thing that's happened, you know.
But this was meant to be the beginning of a charm offensive. Looking ahead to next spring's crucial presidential election, for the time being, Emmanuel Macron's team cannot have considered...
Yeah, if slapping is terrorism, why didn't ISIS have a slapping competition with U.S. troops?
...that it's gotten off to a good start, Zane.
A troubling new report from the...
Anyway, so that was my coverage on the slap. How can he slap? So that was my take on it. Now, of course, after the slap, there's other POV of the slap. Wait, what the fuck? Oh my god. Yes. Okay, we gotta watch all the POVs while I also deliver my final remarks on this issue, which is that once Macron was slapped in the face by the right-wing terrorist, he decided, Muslims are somehow at fault for this. And now Islam is illegal completely in the French countryside. Oui, oui. Yes, I've been slapped, and this has reinforced my belief system in the laïcité. Very good. He's like, all right, now that I got slapped by the right wing, what I must do is actually ban mosques in the country. Dude, it's even worse from this. I can't stop. Someone said, went up for straight leader assassination. Yeah, that's the problem. This is what happens when you don't play the tutorial and you don't level up your skills, and then you think you can go after the big boss. Okay? You can't do that. He was trying to speed run it and he fucked up. The irony is that like his bodyguard did more damage to Macron. His bodyguard did more damage to Macron than the fucking dipshit did. He's literally a monarchist, middle-aged weeboo. LMAO, what do you expect? Oh, you found information about this guy? Oh my god, he's a French monarchist? Look like a good slap, actually? No, it's not. Didn't Jesus say if you got slapped on the cheek, on the left cheek, hold the other one as well? The funniest part about this is that, like, here, it's still a better country than the US, and here is why. Because the cops are literally not murdering him. Can you imagine in America, like, a political leader gets, like, physically harmed by someone in the crowd? White, black, like, doesn't matter. They're getting, like, they're gonna ram some baguettes up their asshole. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what. Like, one, they will probably murder him immediately. And two, even if they don't murder him, they're gonna get a couple hits in, you know? It's because, like, every cop is, like, waiting for an opportunity to demonstrate, like, how horny they are for fucking anger. Hezbollah could have ended him. He's part of Action Française as a monarchist far right group. Far right group. I mean, first of all, if Joe got slapped, he'd turn to dust immediately. Yeah, the reality is, like, yes, if Joe Biden got slapped, which is never going to happen, obviously, he would perish. Like, Joe Biden gets slapped, immediately Guts theme starts playing in the background. Oh, oh, dun, dun, dun. He would get fucking clapped like in Minecraft, you know, when it just turns into dust, pixelated dust. Anyway, whatever happened to the guy who threw the shoe at W? He's like running for office in Iraq, I think. He's like a journalist. Wait, you watch Berserk? Don't tell anyone else, dude. I don't want people to know I'm a weeb. Left-handed slap, not even Logan Paul could have blocked that. Bitch, Logan Paul can't block shit, dude. Logan Paul's blocking does not exist. He literally fought with his... He might as well have fought with his hands in his pockets the entire time. Anyway.
Quoi? N'importe quoi. Ah, c'est une honte, oui. Oh, mais ils sont marteaux. Venez là, nous on veut pas du mal. Monsieur Macron, Monsieur Macron, une photo si on veut pas du mal.
Wow, he went back for more fucking kissing and hugging right after, dude. That's crazy. Anyway, that's all I was gonna say. I was gonna make fun of how like fucking French love the French leadership loves hugging and kissing the far right. So that's what you get for hugging and kissing the far right, bitch. There you go. Now go and make mosques illegal or some shit as a consequence of this, bitch.
The Department of Homeland Security highlights the lingering human costs of the Trump administration's family separation policy at the border. The report says more than 2,100 kids may still be without their parents despite recent efforts to reunite them. Vice President...
Okay, we're going back to this. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. Apparently, this is the guy. It does look like him. It's Zelda cosplay, not Link. Link is the female. Zelda is the male. Bitcoin is actually 100% fucking useless. Wait, what? Bitcoin slides 7% after U.S. ceases most of the Colonial Pipeline ransom. Wait. No way, dude. This is literally what we were talking about. Like, if you can't successfully do crime, what's the point? Straight up. Remember how we talked about this where I said, like, it's harder to fucking track Bitcoin and you guys were like, no, it's not. Well, I guess you guys were right. If you can fucking seize the crypto, then, like, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? I mean, anyway, let's play this.
Kamala Harris is in Mexico today to address the root causes of the immigration crisis after visiting Guatemala yesterday. Ed O'Keefe is in Guatemala City. Ed, how does the vice president plan to do that?
Well, good morning, Anthony. Another big day ahead for the vice president as she announced plans for the federal government to target human traffickers, or those people that help guide migrants across the U.S.-Mexico border, and plans to promote legal immigration from Central America and Mexico. The ultimate goal here is to help make it possible for people in this region to feel they no longer need to head north illegally. Vice President Kamala Harris arrived in Mexico last night. Before arriving, she said the focus is on bolstering a partnership with our next-door neighbors. Harris is continuing her first foreign trip since taking office, a tour that included a stern warning to would-be illegal migrants.
Do not come.
Bro, this is like just straight Trump shit.
Do not come.
Illegal migrants.
That's so funny. Like, I love, like, everyone is expecting the liberal, the liberal, endlessly empathetic, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration to finally solve the immigration crisis. You know, oh my God, what will they do? Kamala Harris literally flies down to Guatemala to be like, don't come. Okay. Like, I didn't realize the root causes of immigration, or the root causes of, like, an endless amount of people trying to immigrate to the United States was because traffickers. I didn't realize that the traffickers were forcing people at gunpoint to fucking, take this insane journey. for thousands of fucking miles on foot and through water and shit, as they're like ducking and dodging rapists, animals, you know, American authorities. Yeah, that's why they were coming. The root causes are us, motherfucker. It's literally us. We are the root causes.
Do not come. Do not come.
Hoping to alleviate poverty and crime that drives many to make the trek north, the Biden administration has committed more than $300 million to the region.
I have asked you what would bring the people of Guatemala hope.
As Harris met with civic and business leaders, she announced that the Departments of Homeland Security and Justice are launching a new task force targeting transnational crimes like human trafficking. And across Central America, the State Department will begin promoting legal ways.
Dude, this is great. I mean, this is literally what Trump wanted. I'm not even kidding, okay? You can turn around and be like, oh, well, what the fuck? Do you think that, like, we shouldn't be targeting traffickers? No, go ahead. But, like, if you think this is going to be anything but, like, international cooperation between, like, the military, the organized, like, units or militaries of, like, Guatemala, Honduras, like, all these other countries, and ICE, which is already a plan that has been in existence and no different than, like, what Donald Trump's plan was for safe harbor, for, like, reinstating safe harbor laws for, like, first countries that you have to immigrate to, which ironically ended up with, like, Mexico being the country that, like, takes on all of this immigration instead of the United States. Then you're silly as fuck. It's literally just pushing the problem, or it's pushing the violence away from our borders to the borders of Mexico.
Is to immigrate to the U.S. But she's also using the trip to raise concerns with corruption across Central America.
Do you consider the governments of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, or any other in this region to be corrupt?
So, on the issue,
So basically what the EU did with Turkey, yes.
of corruption, the conversation that I had with President Giammattei today was very frank and very candid, and I think this is a quality that he and I appreciate in each other.
I pressed Guatemalan President Alejandro Yamatei about critics who say that when it comes to corruption, he's part of the problem.
How many cases of corruption have I been accused of? I can give you the answer to that. 0.
Back in Washington, Republicans like Senator Lindsey Graham question if the renewed American investment in Mexico and Central America is worth it.
I think the money alone won't fix that problem. People are going to keep coming by the hundreds.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? This is literally your plan, dog. Dude, American politics sucks, okay? It's just so stupid. I'm sorry, everybody. You can fucking try to, like, nitpick the tiny differences. Like, you could say it's not with the Guatemalan army. It's technically with, like, an anti-corruption task force that they're putting together. Or you can nitpick this and say, like, oh, it's actually very different because they're not saying, you know, Guatemalans are rapists or whatever. But, like, this plan is a continuation of the previous administration's plan. It's just that it doesn't have the hyper-reactionary conservative rhetoric attached to it. And that's pretty much it. If you want to truly address the root causes of mass immigration into the United States, it's the destabilization that occurs in these countries, and it's the fact that we continue to exploit them rather than allow them to grow, and rather than allow these countries to be able to take control over their own natural resources and whatnot. There is no ethical trade that occurs in countries like this, and that's a significant part of the problem. So, like, it's us. We are the ones who are largely responsible for the destabilization. So if you're saying, like, oh, we need to address the causes, and then you're like, oh, and in order to do that, it's corruption in these countries, like, I mean, that's certainly a problem. Corruption in these countries is a problem, right? But that's not the main problem. And you're not really addressing anything if you're just like, here's like a $10 million, not even $3 million, which is fucking nothing. And then Republicans turn around and cry about it as though it's like somehow different than what Trump was doing already.
Of thousands. until we change our laws.
Now, that new government report we mentioned about 2,100 kids that may not yet have been reunited with their families acknowledges that in some cases there may have been reunifications, but the government has no record of them. The Department of Homeland Security also says that it will help reunite another 29 families in the coming weeks. All of this a reminder.
Now to the ongoing crisis down at the southern border.
So now then Kamala Harris is like asked about the border crisis, like what's going on with the border? Where's the crisis? As I've said before, there is no fucking border crisis. The crisis at the border has always been a crisis, I guess, depending on how you're looking at the issue. Okay, like it's not. This is like the immigrant caravan. You can either look at it like it's a crisis because like immigrants are coming in, or you can look at it as like people are coming in seeking asylum and we are fucking mistreating them horribly. Okay, if you are a person with like progressive values, you look at that and you go, it's a crisis because we are mistreating these people that just simply want to better themselves and have a better future for themselves. Cartels are the issue, you say. Yeah, dude, cartels are the reason. Cartels are fucking forcing people to immigrate at gunpoint. Partially, yes. Partially, you are correct. Here's how you fucking eliminate the problem with cartels. How do cartels get their guns? We sell it to them. Why do cartels have so much money? We buy their fucking drugs. So if you want to eliminate or eradicate cartels, you can push them towards legalizing and becoming like legitimate corporate entities, right? And then legally sell the marijuana and the cocaine and whatnot by decriminalizing this shit in the United States or legalizing it altogether. Cartels own Mexico. Good luck with that, buddy. That's true. They fucking do. I'm not saying that that's not true. I admit that. But if you want to address that root cause, if you want to address that problem, well, the way to do that is by eradicating their main form of making money. Anyway.
Of Vice President Kamala Harris's first overseas trip since taking office.
She heads to Mexico today after spending yesterday in Guatemala, where she announced several initiatives and delivered a message to potential migrants there. Do not come to the United States. The vice president also sat down exclusively with NBC's Lester Holt, who began by asking her about that warning.
In the news conference here in Guatemala City, you had a message for would-be migrants. Don't come. Why should they believe you when they know that people are getting in?
I've been working on this issue for a very long time, and the kind of violence and danger that is associated with that trek, especially when we're talking.
Bro, this is literally, I've heard this from Republicans. I'm sorry. Like, this is the exact same take, dude. This is when Republicans say, oh, these parents are actually doing something that's terrible by putting their children up for this horrible trek. Don't come because like we care about your lives is another line that you hear from conservatives all the time. It's like just fucking virtue signaling. Like literally. I mean, obviously she's not supposed to say, come over, boys. The doors are open. Like obviously she can't fucking say that.
About.
This is what you wanted though. Everyone that voted Biden literally supports this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you fucking got me, dude. This is what you voted for. This is what you voted for. You're right. Instead, I should have fucking voted for the Green Party, dude. Which magically would have won the election. Thank you. When people say that, I wonder, like, what do they want from me? Do you want me to not criticize the Joe Biden administration then? Like, is that what you want me to do? Are you not allowed to criticize the Biden administration if you voted for them? My fucking brother says this shit like 3 times a fucking week. Ask them, like, what's the alternative? So your political principles are for sale then? Are they? Are my political principles for sale? They want you to say there is no difference? I mean, there isn't. In the way that we operate, in the way that the Democratic Party operates, there functionally isn't a significant difference between the way that the Trump administration ultimately was dealing with the immigration problem that they created, and the Democratic Party, like, they continue off of one another. It's not as gross, and it's not as in your face, and it's not as awful, and it's not as like purposely violent, but it's still incredibly violent. Like, you can touch on the aesthetics of the conversation and be like, it's actually very different. It's significantly different. But ultimately it's not. What's your opinion on the recent news with Native Americans? No, I don't have any on that. People would literally complain if you didn't vote and you criticize the government. You can't win either way. Dumb. Yeah, I don't really care. I don't really care when people say one way or the other, like, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for, dude. Like, lol. Who cares? Wait till you hear them say you rallying for Bernie was also bad because he's not left enough. Yeah, I don't care. Those people are... People that say stuff like this are not serious people, and also there is no reason to take them seriously anyway. They have no power. So I'm not going to spend... I think that it's counterproductive for me to, like, yell at terminally online leftists. Like, straight up. Because just laugh and move on. Just laugh at them and move on. Be like, yeah, sorry that, like, you know, my perfect leftist candidate does not exist. Who cares? Yeah, people say that on the fucking... people say that on Twitter all the time. Okay, great. The online leftists are the ones who voted for Biden. Others said principles and dignity. Okay, dude, you have principles and dignity and you didn't vote for them. Okay, sick. That's great. Anyway.
From Guatemala through Mexico to the United States. It is extremely dangerous. We are looking at a situation where people are fleeing because of hunger, because of the hurricanes, because of the pandemic. So the reason I am here is to address those issues, knowing that the people who are here for generations, they want to stay, they don't want to leave. But they need opportunity, they need assistance, they need support.
Americans don't see a lot of that on a daily basis. What they do see at their own border, children being lowered over fences, children coming in with phone numbers stenciled on their hand.
Yeah.
And so the question has come up, and you heard it here, and you'll hear it again, I'm sure. It's why not visit the border? Why not see what Americans are seeing in this crisis?
Well, we are going to the border. We have to deal with what's happening at the border. There's no question about that. That's not a debatable point. But we have to understand that there's a reason people are arriving at our border and ask what is that reason, and then identify the problem so we can fix it.
Let's talk about the corruption issue. You're notably not visiting El Salvador or Honduras, where you have leaders who have had links to...
I had to fix my light. My light broke. Why don't you go to the border? Why don't you go to the border? Like, what are you going to do, bro, when you look at the border? Like, what are you going to see? I just don't... I find this to be fucking stupid, too. Like, you have to go to the border and see the problem there firsthand. Okay. Just look at it, dude. Look at the border. Okay, I'll just look at the border and fucking take photos at the border.
The corruption. Do you have enough reliable partners in this northern triangle, in this region, to do what needs to be done?
So, you know, we are doing the work in the region as a whole. We've been engaged as an administration, as a country, at a high level with leaders in all three of the countries.
So what specifically are you offering these countries you're visiting? Is there a quid pro quo? If you do this, we'll do this?
No, it's not about quid pro quo. It's simply about understanding, if nothing else, that the return on our investment is the same return on your investment that if you have a neighbor on your block where you grew up who's having a hard time, it's in the best...
Dude, I can't. God damn. Dude, Kamala Harris is like kind of really bad at being charismatic. It's wild. Like, I really would have... I mean, dude, you have everything, dude. the main guy is literally like fucking half dead half the time. Like how just do better, dude. What the fuck? Do better. How are you so fucking bad? Fucking sucks. Elizabeth Warren got so much more than her. I mean, Elizabeth Warren got fucking brutalized in her own state, and so did Kamala Harris. So, I mean, it didn't even count. I don't think she was running by the time we got to California in the primaries, but still.
Interest not only of your neighbor, but yourself to help them out, right? And that's how we think about this work. What is the United States' interest in this? We're prepared to show up and do it in a way that is motivated by the best interest of diplomacy and democracy and goodwill.
So how quickly does this change what we see at the border?
There's not going to be a quick fix. We're not going to see an immediate return, but we're going to see progress. The real work is going to take time to manifest itself. Will it be worth it? Yes. Will it take some time? Yes.
President Biden, as vice president, led a very similar effort. What's significantly different about what you're doing this time?
I'm building off of what the president, then Vice President Joe Biden, did at that time, but also understanding that.
She needs to smile more, right? That's literally not what I'm saying. It's kind of weird of you, a fucking 10-month subscriber, to like try to make it seem like I'm saying that like a female politician is not like sexy enough or is not smiling enough when like she can't even fucking, she smiles too much. Thank you for the 69 gift subs, Cash App. She smiles too fucking much where whenever she gets nervous. And also on top of that, like she's just not doing a good job. Like she's just not doing a fucking good job describing this shit. At least Joe Biden is like, whenever she's talking, whenever Joe Biden talks about a particular issue, at least every now and then you'll hear him like say some fucking completely psychotic nonsense. Like completely psychotic nonsense. Like, yeah, Jack, Guatemalan's good because it's got the hottest babes, Jack. That's why we got to make sure that the hot babes are coming from Guatemala. And you're like, what the fuck? At least it's like somewhat entertaining. And then like, you know, people are just like, oh, that's just good old Joe, dude. He's just being Joe. Wow, really popped off with the misogyny there, Hasan. You were right. She wants people to not come in a weird freak-like liberal way. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. She said, do not come. And that's the fucking main point of the... It's literally what she's saying, not how she looks. The chatter is self-reporting. Yeah, her sentiment expressed here is, like, not great. It's already a hard-ass thing to fucking describe the dumbasses to be like, we are partially responsible for... the mass immigration that's happening, and it's going to actually become a problem in the future because of climate change destroying, you know, all matter of agricultural production. This 180 for Dems on immigration policies coming from political consultants for years telling top Democrats to get as reactionary on immigration as Republicans because they have to preserve the economic status quo of global North-South while realizing its current effects on immigration were inevitable. Yeah. I've said this so many times, folks. It's just like there's only one way that you can deal with this, okay? There's only one way that you can deal with this. Well, there's two ways, technically, but there's only one ethical way that you can deal with it. You either accelerate the cruelty and keep, like, making it so unmanageable to come to the United States that, like, you will get fucking murdered. Eventually, you'll be put in a concentration camp and get murdered. And that will deter you from coming across the border. Or you choose the, or not choose, sorry, or you make it so that people don't even want to go to America because, like, they don't want to make the trek. They don't want to come to America because they are fine back home. Okay? And economic stability and political stability back home will stop people from wanting to come to the United States. If they have opportunity, they will. Dude, I got that Vice released it, dude. Holy shit. It, like, literally just came out. Why don't you guys calm down for a second? There's more updates on this story. Jesus fucking Lord mercy. You guys are crazy. Okay? We will look at this in a second. Okay? Oh, wait. That's wrong. Let's keep going.
This moment is different in many ways. Take, for example, the pandemic. One of the first things we, as a nation, were
Dude, what a freak, dude.
able to offer Guatemala was support with their vaccines. I've made a commitment, and we announced it last week, of 500,000 vaccines to Guatemalans. Part of what we were doing is
Oh fuck! Before we get to this, by the way, before we get to this, I have to. Your name is on the mic. Yeah, it is. Like right here. Before we get to that, I do have to run an ad. So, top of the hour, every hour, it's time for a 6-second ad break. This is the first of the day. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You do it for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Get those fucking primers out, boys. Adderall? What? Yeah, no transition. Shut up. I'm just running an ad break now. Okay, we're gonna continue with the video right now, but the ad break is coming. Here it is.
I've asked Microsoft to partner with us on what we can do to get people access to banking systems through technology and basically help them with their digital connectiveness. But the bones of the work, really, it's the same. Let's see the people, let's see their needs, and let's focus on it and understand our responsibility.
Why will it be successful this time if it wasn't in the past?
Well, I think there was success about what happened in the past. And again, when you look at what we're doing now, you're seeing progress. And so let's not overlook progress.
Just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border.
She gets so frazzled. That's the other thing. Like, she gets so frazzled and is like, for some weird reason, not like super confident. Just be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the border.
Been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congress.
Just like, this is a great opportunity to be like, what do you want me to do at the border? Do a fucking photo op? Just like Ted Cruz did? Is that what you want? Is that going to solve the problem? Like, I think she could literally be like, I'm currently on a fucking trip to every South American country. Okay? Like, clearly I'm doing something right now. It might not be the best thing. Maybe not a lot of people agree with what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. I'm the fucking vice president. Do you want me to go and do a photo op at the border? Are you going to shut the fuck up if I do that? No, because all of these fucking reactionaries that are crying about like me not going to the border are the same energy, are literally just like throwing out the same exact energy as people who are freaking out over the caravan. Threatening them directly in their home countries is definitely something. I'm just saying, even from a liberal standpoint, you could very easily flip this narrative. I'm portraying myself as a lib right now when I say, what do you want? Going to the border and taking photo ops at the wall is not going to change the immigration process in this country. Same reactionaries who criticized the squad for going to the border a few years back. Fantastic. Yeah, literally everyone made fun of AOC for crying at the border. Or not at the border, sorry, at an immigration detention facility. Everyone criticized her, and then Ted Cruz went and did the exact same thing, but on the other side. Aren't you also being a reactionary Andy? What? A reactionary Andy? No. Ultimately, this issue is not an issue. This issue is not a fucking issue. Like, immigrants coming into the country is not a problem, okay? It's just not. It is literally not a problem.
Congressman Cuellar, as a border district, has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border. I'm in Guatemala because my focus is dealing with the root causes of migration. There may be a some who think that that is not important, but it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes and address them. And so that's what I'm doing.
As mentioned, the vice president wraps up her trip in Mexico today, where she'll meet with the country's president. And Lester will
She was also a senator and an attorney general from a state with a large border in Mexico. Yeah.
have more of that exclusive interview tonight on.
Anyway, Kamala Harris is no genius, obviously. Obabe criticizes Republicans for embracing 2020 falsehoods. Yeah, I don't really care about Tucker Carlson's take on Kamala Harris. Like, Tucker Carlson is going to do what Tucker Carlson does and, like, vilify Kamala Harris and criticize her, not from a legitimate standpoint, but instead because she's, like, a liberal, 2, brown, so, and 3, woman. So, obviously, like, you know, Tucker Carlson is going to, like, belittle her, say she's fucking stupid, question her intelligence, despite the fact that what she's saying basically is what you would want a Republican to say as well. Or that Vice video is whacked. What, did you guys watch it already? It's not good? Yeah, the video sucks ass. It's pretty bad, lol. It's kind of mid. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Here, we can watch it right now. Here, fuck it. Let's just watch it. Here. In a second. My name is... There's more updates on this story in a second. My name is Hasan Piker. I am a political commentator on Twitch and on YouTube.
Hey, happy June. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I am founder and CEO of The Plug.
I do not consider myself to be a journalist, no. I guess you could say I'm a political influencer.
I definitely consider myself a journalist. We're a subscription-based news platform covering insights about the Black innovation economy. I love it. I love it.
I have no idea what... I broadcast my commentary live on the platform Twitch. Just live modestly like Jesus did? Yeah. It's a live streaming platform. It's like YouTube, but for live streaming. And that's what I do every day from 11 a.m. Pacific for the 8 hours afterwards. Is this actually the grossest attempt at eradicating free speech laws? Instead of watching video on demand, you can watch continuous live broadcast, and you can actually communicate with the streamers themselves through the chat. Caitlyn Jenner to compete in a women's golf tournament, but also Caitlyn Jenner, if you're a biological boy, you shouldn't be in girls sports. Oh my God. The overwhelming majority of my revenue comes from subscribers that pay either $5 a month or will use their Twitch Prime, which you can donate to get TTS, which is text to speech. To have whatever your donation, whatever you wrote out to be read during the stream.
Reading enemy movements, directional awareness, character movement, combat.
All right, I'm ending the TTS for today. I'm only teasing. All right, yeah, this is cut the malarkey though. I think that Twitch streaming will probably be around for a very long time. I grew up wanting to be like John Oliver, and then that kind of became a non-viable option. There's probably a little bit more legitimacy and longevity that comes from becoming an anchor. That certainly, there's a lot of protection that comes along with that. But wait, I told them that it wasn't like ultimately viable. I said that it's more viable than like TikTok and whatnot. But okay, I like doing this. Wait, that's kind of weird. I told them that like, damn, we did a long ass interview. Like that's wild. That's what it came out to.
It's pretty multi-layered. We cover startups, other tech firms. We cover policy.
For the record, this is like supposed to cover the business side. That's what it is. That's why I'm talking about like revenue and stuff like that.
These and workforce development initiatives that are really impacting the future of business and work. It's completely free. It gives you the rundown at the top of every week of what to know in Black tech innovation across the board. Welcome to day one at The Plug. We are so excited to have you on board. The plug was somewhat accidental for me. I grew up in Seattle, Washington, across the Microsoft campus. And so in high school, worked at Microsoft every year. Most of my instructors and mentors within the tech space were Black and brown people. They were women. The idea that we weren't represented in the space or that we didn't have at all any kind of visibility in the space, particularly.
So, what they're doing here, this is like a broader subject, okay? Where you guys are upset that they only did like 5 minutes, and it's not even entirely on me, but you have to remember that like they're looking at like people in the tech space, and this was the journalism one, I guess. So that's what it is. Like that's what the angle is here, and that's why. Only thing we should be watching is watching Hasan ditch Minecraft with Dav. Okay, dude. We'll play Minecraft. Hold on.
Particularly within journalism and how journalism was talking about Black and brown people in tech was so disconnected from the experience that I had had. And so starting the plug was really a reflection of wanting to see deeper stories as the gig economy was taking off. As a paid member, you get exclusive access and
still use you for the title and thumbnail? Yeah, I mean, because
dibs on every new piece of reporting.
SEO.
We've been a small team, and that's allowed us to be careful and deliberate about the way in which we tell stories, as well as what we cover, and why. I really consider, this community of people who want to see Black business progress in news in a rigorous way, and I want us to continue to harness that. Great seeing everyone.
Didn't you say they were making the video about you? I thought it was about me. I thought it was like featuring. Like I thought there was a video series where they like look at all of these different content creators, but I was wrong.
I like very little alienation from my labor. These are things that are important to me, and it gives me a lot of freedom. I'm my own boss.
I initially launched the plug in 2016. Just
like they're talking about it from they're basically like showing like they were supposed to show like a day in the life and like show how much freedom I have and all this sort of stuff. I mean, but it's really fucking, it's really short, so I don't know how they could do that.
As a labor of love. The plug is how I make a living these days. I was able to put myself on salary last year, which is always the dream of someone going into entrepreneurship.
I am in a place where I am financially comfortable, absolutely. But I do Twitch because I like doing Twitch. I like having a community that I can go to every single day and broadcast. So the fact that I'm able to make money off of it, great. It's awesome.
I believe that we're going to continue to see the growth of Black business and Black-led startups. We're going to see ongoing multi-billion-dollar companies created by these incredible founders and leaders.
I care about doing something that I enjoy. And something that I enjoy happens to be what I do for a living. So I'm very fortunate in that sense.
It's an odd side-by-side comparison. This feels weirdly cut to make you seem bad. Why? I don't think so. I think you guys are like, I think you guys are being like really, you guys are like over the.
There's more updates on
overboard for no reason. I don't know what the thread between the two is. Yeah, I mean, it's like two different sides of, I guess, people doing like online media broadcasting. So that's what it is. I will consume the news only in the when God 10 years after the fact. I currently live in 2011 media space, and all of you guys are lost while I am enlightened. Can't believe he wore the Coomer hat. Before this was morally lucky. Now he's lucky to have a plus. Before this, he was morally lucky, and now he's lucky to have a fluff piece on Vice. What the fuck? Who are these people that are like writing? Okay. They make you seem like a hip wannabe reporter. I mean, I was very. It's for Normans, not usual viewers. Yeah, I was very honest about being like not a journalist. I think that it's silly to be like, I'm a journalist. I'm not producing new content. And I straight up said that to them too. Like I was like, I'm not a journalist because I'm not like creating news stories. I work with journalists from time to time, but I myself am not one. Anyway, let's get back to, you don't look bad. The point is now that you're gaining normie traction, you will need to control your story. Yeah. Really weird that they decided to minimize Cheryl's accomplishments under the headline of a white guy, ... Yeah, I mean, maybe people should get mad at me for that. I think it's my fault. There you go. Another white guy taking the spotlight away from a black female entrepreneur. Anyway, let's see what Jen Psaki had to say, because like AOC, we're going back to the Kamala Harris thing. So AOC had a good take on the Kamala Harris situation after she was just like, don't come. After, in my opinion, she didn't do a good job at like addressing the root causes at all. And AOC basically said, this is disappointing to see. She's great. She had a good take here. This is disappointing to see. Let's just watch the Kamala Harris take first.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. So let's discourage our friends, our neighbors, our family members from embarking on what is otherwise an extremely dangerous journey. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border.
Okay, dude. I'm sorry. But wait, where is the I fucking hate that like I can't find the link to the K-Hive theme song. It's like gone. Where is the other, like, where is K-Hive? Like, where is Satch's K-Hive? Does anyone have the song? Oh, you found it. Okay, good.
Border. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come. Been training themselves. The United States will continue to enforce our laws.
Wait, hold on. Wait, where is the part?
On the internet. Within the Democrat.
Where is it? Is it the second part?
Harris, she wants.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris wants to vaccinate your children in the ass to make them all.
Wait, hold on. I found it.
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come.
Come. More like Kamala Harris. She wants to make you never come
The United
again.
States
But
will
not in a puritanical, good Christian way, but in a weird, freak-like, liberal kind of way.
The future, boys! Tell me that was not the fucking future, dude.
Welcome to the Cum Zone.
And I believe if you come to the border,
I fucking pre-watched the future, dude.
that dangerous.
Anyway, Kamala Harris wants to make you never come again. Like, someone has to cut that, dude. Someone has to cut that after she goes, do not come. Do not come. With the drop, like. How is that any different than what Trump would say, except for the lip aesthetics? That's it. It's literally it. This is why you said you aren't a journalist? Yeah, imagine like normies being like, oh, this HasanAbi guy said he's a journalist. And then they come onto my broadcast and then this is what they see. Me dancing to a fucking thing I said that turned into a song in this community about how Kamala Harris wants to never make you come
Do not
again.
come.
What is this?
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
We must come together.
You know, that's just, it's not that different. So, so that's what, oh, Jesus Christ, that was a big ass sneeze. So that's what AOC responded to this and said, understandably. This is disappointing to see. First, seeking asylum at the U.S. border is a 100% legal method of arrival. Second, the U.S. spent decades contributing to the regime change and destabilization in Latin America. We can't help set someone's house on fire and then blame them for fleeing. It would be helpful if the U.S. would finally acknowledge its contributions to the destabilization and regime change in the region. Doing so can help us change U.S. foreign policy, trade policy, climate policy, and carceral border policy to address causes of mass displacements and migration. And people were literally like, I saw fucking responses of like liberals. I saw responses from liberals that were just unironically the exact same as like, what the fuck? What is happening? Why is this like every time I scroll, it's like closing off? We are overwhelmed and need to slow down the number of people coming. Like, it's uBlock. Oh, okay, got it. There were so many liberals responding to her being like, you're fucking wrong. Like, Twitter deployed dogshit code. Mine started doing that a few hours ago too. Okay. So, you know, it's not surprising that AOC had this take. Let's see what Jen Psaki had to do for damage control here. Let's hear it.
What the vice president was simply conveying is that there's more work to be done, that we don't have these systems in place yet. It's still a dangerous journey, as we've said many times from here and from many forums.
Bro, this is literally the same shit that Republicans say. I'm sorry. Republicans also, on top of that, add that, like, Republicans at least give you a reason for why you shouldn't have immigrants in this country. That reason is wrong. It's false. It's white nativist. It's white supremacist in nature. Okay? Like, they'll say, like, well, you're fucking wrong. Your culture is bad. You're fucking rapists and drug dealers. That's the reason why we don't want you here. Liberals won't say that part. Liberals won't mention that, you know, we're scared of immigrants coming in. It is factually incorrect, by the way. I need to state this again. It's factually incorrect. What Republicans are stating is factually incorrect. But the counter to that is what the counter to that should be. This is a falsehood that immigrants are not causing additional crime in this country, and they're not a burden overall. And that if you wanted to actually adjust to the labor prices, like, then we should legalize all the immigrant labor in this country and allow them to participate in the labor market as well as the native-born U.S. citizens do, so that everyone's wages can increase, right? So that's what the actual counter is supposed to be. Not that, like, not the refusal to say the reactionary things while simultaneously continuing with the right-wing policies.
Before, and we need more time to get the work done to ensure that asylum processing is where it should be.
Anyway, legalizing all labor in the U.S. will decrease wages because of the increase in supply of labor. Dude, you are so stupid, dude. That is the fucking most delusional, tiny-brained argument I've ever heard. Even fucking white supremacists like Tucker Carlson have a better understanding of why this move would actually, why undocumented labor actually decreases wages for all workers in this country than you do. Oh my God, dude. That's so incorrect. You are so wrong. The undocumented labor pool is a never-ending, constantly refilling pool of labor that big businesses can use against the documented labor pool. That's why the labor market can never be super tight. It's one of the many reasons, obviously, where labor could make demands to increase their wages. What you're referencing is not even basic economics. Like, you literally have misunderstood Econ 101, if that's what you think. Undocumented labor is cheaper, okay? It's reliable and it's cheaper. So, of course, our agricultural production relies on having a steady stream of undocumented migrants in a permanent second-class citizenship status to continue to exploit. Wait, what? Oh my God, my fucking chat. Please apologize for not seeing a gator. I'm very upset. Okay, I'm sorry for not seeing a gator in Florida. Anyway, don't worry, she's having a girl boss night, so libs are happy. RCN White House reporter Jazz J. Wright reports VP Kamala Harris has invited every female U.S. senator for dinner to her Naval Observatory residence on June 15th. If everyone attends, the guest list would consist of 24 female senators, 16 Democrats, and 8 Republicans. I don't understand. I mean, who gives a shit? Like, this is so stupid. Okay, great. They turned your video into a Shark Tank introduction video, to be honest, the Vice people, because the content itself is supposed to be about, like, entrepreneurs. The Vice video is supposed to be about, like, entrepreneurs in the media space. That's why it's, like, so hyper-focused on the entrepreneurial aspect. Okay? That's what it is. Anyway, North Carolina farms needed 6,500 workers 1 year less than 300 legal citizens applied. Only 7 lasted the full season. We rely so heavily on undocumented labor. Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, but this is the entirety of the Western world. Like for example, the UK relies on Polish migrant labor, right? So when Brexit means Brexit, bruv, occurred, the UK during COVID shut off their borders to outside travel, and then had to make exceptions for Polish migrants because their agricultural production was suffering from a lack of easily exploitable Polish and Romanian, yeah, easily exploitable migrant labor in the UK. So that's the truth. And that's always the truth. If you want to fix something, you can fix the requirement that people come for agricultural work don't need to be employed 80% of the time because agriculture is highly seasonal. They should be more flexible in terms of work visas. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Illegal immigrants obviously don't stay because we pay the undocumented immigrants like dog shit. What? Wait, Crowder responded to H3H3 again? What the fuck? That's so stupid. He's such a pussy for not debating Crowder. So why is he saying now? Anyway. So what frustrates me about this entire process is like the obvious consequences of not addressing the falsehoods that revolve around the red herring that is immigration being a burden on the American economy when it's the exact opposite. Okay, so that's really fucking annoying. What did I say? Steven Crowder should debate Sam Cedar. Did I say it incorrectly? What did I say? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'm more focused on... Okay. I'm more focused on something else right now. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, that's not, like, that important. Just chill. Anyway, he's a pussy for not debating Crowder. Steven Crowder's a pussy for not debating Cedar. Sam Cedar. Anyway, so if the Trump administration said something along those lines, and they have before, people would rightfully say that's fucking bullshit. Okay? So, oh shit. So why the fuck do we treat Kamala Harris differently? I mean, it's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. I think it's absolutely bullshit and pathetic that the media has a totally separate kitty glove for treating the liberal the liberal administration, and their criticisms of a liberal administration are oftentimes from the right. Like, there is never a left-leaning criticism of the media. It's so weird, or of the administration. They only fucking criticize, the media collectively will get up in arms and get upset and say, like, why is Joe Biden not addressing the migrant crisis at the border? Like, it's a big crisis. Immigrants are coming. They're taking our jobs. It's like, what the fuck? Last year, you were literally doing specials over and over again, crying in tears about, like, our mistreatment of migrants at the border and shit like that. All of a sudden, now you're like, why isn't the Biden camp doing more in murdering migrants? Like, what happened? Is that the only way that you can criticize an administration, is like by just, taking whatever the opposing argument is? Anyway. People don't give a flying fuck about immigrants unless they're making money. What is your take on Ben Shapiro? He fucking sucks. He's terrible. Because they're objective centrists. They're not, but they're not like even centrists. They're center right always. They act like they're, center left when there's a Republican in office, but they're always center or center right. And that's why Republicans will regularly criticize the media and be like, why didn't you complain when Obama did all this? And they're fucking right. So if you hate Republicans like I do, and you want professional Republicans to look silly and clownish, don't give them a talking point like this by being this like wishy-washy center-right lib Andy. It's very frustrating to see. It really just annoys the fuck out of me. Okay, do it for no reason other than the fact that, like, you don't want Republicans to look correct. How about that? Vice made a video a few years back called Sweet Home Alabama and highlighted the economic impact of pushing out Hispanic workers. They don't put kids in cages, though? Yes, they put them in migrant overflow facilities, not cages. But Obama did put the kids in cages originally. Obama built the cages, Trump filled the cages, okay? Anyway, all right. If you want to understand how fucking right-wing the media is, literally look to their coverage of unemployment right now. Like they keep posting how like unemployment insurance or additional benefits that the government is offering in the form of welfare and unemployment insurance is like, or additional funds that like states are supplying until September are actually destroying the labor market and not allowing businesses to fucking thrive now because no one wants to work. And like they never turn around and say, wait, maybe the business should offer more, like higher, more competitive wages. Like they never do that. It's never government interfering with the market when the government is literally fucking helping subsidize businesses. It's always the government is interfering with the market if they're doing what the government is supposed to do, which is help people, okay? Like social safety nets and welfare policies are supposed to not be motivators for you to go back to fucking work, but instead help you survive, okay? So when the welfare actually focuses on the welfare of American citizens, all of a sudden you have everyone in fucking commerce lose their shit and get super fucking mad. It's so frustrating, dude. Anyway, capitalism is only bad for the lazy? Yeah, right, dude. I know, dude. Those lazy ass fucking servers that work at this shit ass restaurant, they have to put up with you and all the other hogs all goddamn day long. The 10-hour retail jobs where you're constantly on your feet, you're constantly trying to fucking dodge dipshits coughing on you, yelling at you over and over again. These like fucking little small business tyrants that come in and treat and lord over you and treat you like a piece of shit. That's capitalism is not rewarding them because they're just fucking lazy. A great take, by the way. Great take. Anyway, let's watch what Obabe had to say about Republicans embracing 2020 falsehoods. Let me just say something about Obama too. I got some fucking takes for Obama as well. Yeah, I'm back, dude. I'm back. I haven't done a lot of politics in a while, so I think there's a big new audience. So welcome to the new friends. If you are unfamiliar, I am a equal opportunity shitter. Okay, I think that the Democrats suck ass, and I think the Republicans are demons. Okay, so here you will get a newfound appreciation for me after this coverage, probably.
Thank you, guys.
Have you worked a service job? Just wondering? Fuck no.
More than 4 years since the Obamas left the White House. It was a moment the former president describes as bittersweet in his book.
Hello, everybody.
Partly because they were leaving, and partly because of what he thought might happen to the country.
You write about Sarah Palin, about her brief ascendancy, and you talk about dark spirits that had long been lurking on the edges of the Republican Party coming center stage. Did you ever think it would get this dark?
No. I thought
the closest thing I've done to a service job is client-facing sales, so that's it. But even then, it's not the same. It's nothing. Like, I had to suck up to a lot of people, but it's never the same as like being a waiter and having to serve like psychopaths all fucking day and like exclusively rely on tips to survive. So it's nothing. Anyway.
That there were enough guardrails institutionally that even after Trump was elected, that you would have the so-called Republican establishment who would say, okay, it's a problem if the White House doesn't seem to be concerned about Russian meddling, or it's a problem if we have a president who's saying that neo-Nazis marching in Charlottesville, they're good people on both sides. That's a little bit beyond the pale. And the degree to which we did not see that Republican establishment say, hold on, time out, that's not acceptable, that's not who we are, but rather be cowed into accepting it, and then finally culminating in January 6th, where...
Dude, is he crazy? Like, is he fucking insane? Dog, Republicans questioned your American status. Like, because you're black. What are you saying right now? Like, why is he whitewashing Like the psychopathy demonstrated by the Republican population under his administration. Like, who is this supposed to serve? Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense to just be like, Republicans were a lot more stable under, you know, they never got to this point. It's like, dude, they literally ran the most reactionary campaign they could by just pointing to you being black and therefore not American and secretly Muslim and also Kenyan. Why? How is he so fucking... How is he so conservative? It blows my mind, dude.
What originally was, oh, don't worry, this isn't going anywhere. We're just letting...
Like, Mitch McConnell straight up said in the aftermath, when there was an economic recovery necessary because of the previous administration's like lack of care in solving the housing crisis and the economic meltdown that occurred, the Obama administration had to take immediate action, okay? Large action and immediate action to save the economy. Mitch McConnell came out and literally said, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that Obama is a one-term president. Like he said, I'm going to obstruct everything. And I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that Obama is a one-term president. Like, they did everything. And they did. They successfully fucking blocked so much. For Obama, I think it's 100% naivete. No, it's not, dude. You're crazy. That's so childish, dude. That's naive. If you think Obama is naive, are you crazy? Obama is fucking brilliant, dude. He's a fucking shark. You're out of your mind if you think this dude is like naive. He was the fucking president. Come on, dude.
Letting Trump and others vent, and then suddenly you now have large portions of an elected Congress going along with the falsehood that there were problems with the election.
And the leadership.
Yes, McConnell said that, and then you blamed Obama for it. McConnell won. Wait, what? Maybe let him finish. Is Meatwad like portraying a silly little lip shit here on purpose, or like are they actually this fucking stupid after 10 months of being in this chat still?
Of the GOP briefly for one night when they still had this sort of scent of fear in them, going against the president,
and then poof, suddenly everybody was back in line. Now, the reason for that is because the base believed it. The base believed it because this had been told to them not just by the president, but by the media that they watch. And nobody stood up and said, stop. This is enough. This is not true. I won't say nobody. Let me correct it. There were some very brave people who did their jobs, like the Secretary of State in Georgia, who was then viciously attacked for it. And all those congressmen started looking around and they said, you know what, I'll lose my job. I'll get voted out of office. Another way of saying this is I didn't expect that there would be so few people who would say, well, I don't mind losing my office because this is too important. America's too important.
Some things are more important than just...
Our democracy is too important. We didn't see that. Now, I'm still the hope and change guy, and so my hope is that the tides will turn, but that does require each of us to understand that this experiment in democracy is not self-executing. It doesn't happen just automatically. It happens because each successive generation says these values, these truths we hold self-evident. This is important.
This is just like a liberal circle jerk masturbation piece, dude. I wish former presidents at least would have the decency to be like a little bit more aggressive towards the Republican Party. Maybe like a 10th more, you know what I mean? Just be a 10th of what Republicans that are currently in office are like towards Democrats. You know what I mean? Thank you, Speed Razor, for the 20 gifted subs. It's fucking so straight. Oh, yeah, I'm the hope and change president. And also, you know, I believe that the country, I wish that the country would do better. It's like, what about all those fucking guys that absolutely are still on board with, like, these horrible pieces of legislation that's passing in Republican-run states, Republican legislatures that significantly limit the you know, absentee ballots, vote by mail procedures. Like, what's going on there? Because, like, those Republicans who were supposedly on the side of truth and Americans and even went against Donald Trump, those motherfuckers are like, yeah, no, we have to fucking make sure that, like, we have to make sure that we stop people from voting. It's just so stupid. You know, Republicans are still advocating for... I mean, Liz Cheney's a perfect example of this, boys. Liz Cheney is the daughter of a demon, and she herself is a demon to begin with. Literally fucking shit on her LGBT sister just to win a fucking dumbass seat. Okay? Liz Cheney is regarded as, like, this brave, liberal Republican, okay? Mainstream media has, like, made her into this hero figure, right? Liz Cheney was asked by a right-wing outlet, Axios, Jonathan Swan, recently about her takes on, you know, how Donald Trump is lying about the outcome of the election and how she matches that with all of the initiatives that are passing in every single state that greatly limits all the initiatives that were implemented in the 2020 election cycle that made it easier for people to go out and vote. Axios is a center-right. Yes, Axios is a center-right. How is Axios right-wing? Axios is literally a center-right publisher. Did you guys not know this? Axios literally blew up under the Trump administration originally because they had a lot of access to things that were going on in the Trump White House. What? Just because they embarrassed Donald Trump towards the end of his reign doesn't mean that they're not, like, a center-right publisher. They are. Oh, God. I mean, most publishers are fucking reactionary as shit, so, you know. God, liberals are so... They are left-center? No, they are not, dude. Left center. There are very few publications that are actually left center. So confident in still being wrong, lol. Are there even leftist outlets left? Aren't most either center or right? Center, left, and leftist outlets are Jacobin Magazine, New Republic. I don't know. It's fucking Democracy Now! Is leftist. As far as, like, center left goes, maybe, like, Chris Hayes on MSNBC is, like, center left. But that's pretty much it. On The Nation is another one, obviously. The Intercept, The Young Turks. Anyway.
We're going to invest in it and sacrifice for it, and we'll stand up for it, even when it's not politically convenient.
One of the things you write, we need to explain to each other who we are and where we are going.
I'm peeing a lot today.
I mean, as somebody who has dedicated myself to storytelling, that really resonates with me, but I wonder, are we as a country still willing to listen to each other's stories?
Well, I think that this is the biggest challenge we have, is that we don't have the kinds of shared stories that we used to. There's always been a division along lines of race, right? We have 400 years of whites and blacks not being able to have shared experiences because of slavery and segregation and so forth. But even within, let's say, the white community, right? The stories of kids who are growing up in Manhattan and the stories of kids who are growing up in Abilene, Texas, and the stories of a kid who's growing up in Montana, those stories no longer meet, partly because of the segment, the siloing of the media, the internet, entertainment. We occupy different worlds, and it becomes that much more difficult for us to hear each other, see each other. The thing I learned, first as an organizer and then as an elected official, as a politician, was when you start hearing people's stories, you always find a thread of your own story in somebody else. And the minute that recognition happens, that becomes the basis for a community.
But it does seem like something has changed so that it's become so extreme that we're not even allowing ourselves to get into a position where we can see that commonality. I've heard in the past you talk about...
Wait, what did I miss? Did he say some
It was
dumb
that
shit?
much more difficult for Abilene, Texas, and the stories of a kid who's growing up in Montana. Those stories no longer meet, partly because of the segment, the siloing of the media, the internet, entertainment. We occupy different worlds, and it becomes that much more difficult for us to hear each other, see each other. The thing I learned, first as an organizer and then as an elected official, as a politician, was when you start hearing people's stories, you always find a thread of your own story in somebody else. And the minute that recognition happens, that becomes the basis for a community.
But it does seem like something has changed so that it's become so extreme that we're not even allowing ourselves to get into a position where we can see that commonality. I've heard in the past you talk about when you were starting out in politics, you would go down to southern Illinois to very conservative districts.
Yeah, they give me a hearing.
Right.
Yeah. No, and I think that's changed. Part of it is the nationalization of media, the nationalization of politics. The fact is that you used to have a bunch of local newspapers, local TV stations. People weren't having these highly ideological debates, but they were kind of more focused on what's happening day to day. And part of it is also the structure of our economy and our communities. Look, it used to be that a high school, the average high school in America, the average public high school, you would have the banker's kid and the janitor's kid in the same school. And they'd interact, and their parents would be both going to the same football game and would have to know each other. And if it turned out that there was a talented kid of a janitor who also happened to be on the football team, the banker president might say, hey, why don't you come work at the bank here? Because he knew that person. Now we have more economic stratification and segregation. You combine that with racial stratification and the siloing of the media, so you don't have just Walter Cronkite delivering the news, but you have 1,000 different venues. All that has contributed to that sense that we don't have anything in common. And so much of our work.
Our polarization is because we lack national cohesion as a consequence of what? Rich people going to private schools and poor people going to public schools. I mean, there's truth to that. It is a relatively right-wing take, but there is some truth to what he's saying. But ultimately, that's not the main problem. What he's talking about is one of the many issues here. But we never had that in America, LMAO. Yeah, I think Americans love doing this thing where they talk about a wonderful mythological America. It's not often that you hear a black person talk about that, specifically a black president, the first black president. It's wild because that mythologized America is the 60s, right? And most black people, or all black people, know that wasn't a mythologized America for the black people. Okay? So it's always like, I hear white people say shit like that, make America great again, or whatever the fuck. And that's understandable from their worldview, because that's what they've been raised as, and that's what they've been brought up in. So I don't know why Obama is making that assessment, or saying something like, back in the day, there was schools that had the janitor's child and also the banker's child, and they all went to the same school. It's like, well, okay, as long as the janitor wasn't fucking black, you know what I mean? So I guess that's what he's talking about. But so I went to a boarding school that had poor people like myself and children of actual billionaires. The rich people were still pieces of shit almost 90% of the time. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's like kind of weird for him to have this, but it's just like neoliberal word salad for the most part.
Is going to have to involve not just policy, but it's also how do we create institutions and occasions in which we can come together and have a conversation.
Dude, oh God, this is what liberals fucking jerk off to. Like, yeah, unity, dude, unity. Unity is about like getting together with like psychopathic neo-Nazi Republicans who literally think Obama is from Kenya and Michelle is a man, okay? Like transphobic neo-Nazis, and liberals who don't think those things, and have those people get together and be able to fucking enjoy some hot dogs on 4th of July. That's what America's about. And it's like, that's not solving anything. Okay? You're not like, that's nothing. That you're not solving anything. This is just conflict avoidance for people with a profound amount of privilege. And obviously a lot of people that watch the media and consume the media religiously like this on the liberal end of the spectrum already have these thoughts and find this to be appealing because they're already in a position of profound privilege. Okay? That's it. You're not addressing the problems. Like, the issue for most Americans, like Americans living in West Virginia, let's talk about the Appalachian Mountains, right? The issue for motherfuckers is that, like, they can't get their teeth fixed. They can't get insulin shots for their diabetes. Okay? They have no job prospects. They have nothing going on in their lives. Okay? It's terrible. Like, what are we going to do about those people? Like, it's not like bringing them side by side with like the liberal from New York, the mid-level marketing manager, so they can all consume hot dogs together. What? It's sad that you were discrediting Obama, someone with 100% more authority and knowledge than you do. I'm a political commentator, you fucking idiot. Not all conservatives are racist hicks, just like not all liberals are mentally ill psychotics. Anyway, like the real issue for the people like that is economic prosperity, opportunities, programs and jobs, subsidies and high-paying jobs to create high-paying jobs for them in sectors that are growing, like renewable energy, for example. Like, if that guy goes and has a fucking hamburger with a mid-level marketing manager from Brooklyn, like, we're not solving anything. We're not actually, that's just like some fucking liberal pipe dream for people who are already privileged, and like the worst part of their existence in the American political spectrum is being faced with how damaging income inequality actually is. Like, it's all about conflict avoidance for them. So of course Obama appeals to them in this way. You know what I mean? Because like they don't have a lot of problems. They're working tirelessly, endlessly to make sure that they don't have these problems, right? And they are very successful and very fortunate to not have those sorts of problems. So it's not about like addressing the material inequalities, the material problems that are the root cause of so much of this violence, nationalist rhetoric, Nazism, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Instead of addressing any of those actual issues, they just want to like not think about it. That's why people are so happy with Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is like, you know, taking care of shit. They don't have to think about it. You feel me? Do you realize the hypocrisy? Why can you sit here and talk as an extreme leftist with the opposite you can without getting canceled? Because my worldview doesn't revolve around murdering people. I say all the time, when I want Medicare for all, which means even Nazis get fucking healthcare for free. Whereas the other side is like, I don't want black people to coexist with white people. So obviously those two ideologies on the extreme ends of the spectrum are fucking a little different from one another, you idiot. That's why. Extreme left, dumbass. Anyway, one thing that unites the entire nation, of course, is the top of the hour ad breaks. And everybody knows, whether you are a leftist, a liberal, whatever the fuck you are, you can avoid those ads by subscribing with a Twitch Prime for free, motherfucker. Okay? You already know that. You already know. There's no reason to talk about it any further. So if you'd like to avoid those ads now, because the 1 minute ad break is coming, and also be able to send me like links and shit, subscribe right now with your Twitch Prime. Don't let it go to waste. So here's the fucking 1 minute ad break now. This is literally just the dinner of Jay-Z. I mean, what happened to the now chat spam?
In Promised Land, you write, our democracy seems to be teetering on the brink of a crisis. Since you wrote that, there was the attack on the Capitol. Yes. You got the big lie being pushed continually by not only the former president, but Republicans in Congress.
Right.
Are we still just teetering on the brink, or are we in crisis?
Well, I think we have to worry when one of our major political parties is willing to embrace a way of thinking about our democracy that would be unrecognizable and unacceptable even 5 years ago or a day.
Wrong. False. You're a fucking liar and a bitch. Okay? Sorry, Obama, you are being a major bitch right now. Okay? 5 years ago, the Republican Party absolutely 100% without a fucking shred of a doubt was operating on the same fucking belief structure, which is why Jonathan Swan of Axios, which is a center-right publication, did a better job addressing Liz Cheney's fucking comments where she's like, what Donald Trump did was the big lie and it was horrible, with not separating Liz Cheney's comments from the actions of the Republican Party as a whole, where she was unable to answer why she says Donald Trump's lying about the election is really fucking bad, but then turn around and like Republicans and Republican legislatures are advocating to literally follow on Donald Trump's dream of making it harder for most people to vote. So this notion of the big lie that's like so different from the rest of the Republican Party is a fucking big lie in and of itself. Obama is lying. Obama is literally lying to you like a Weasley little liar. Okay. This notion of the Republican Party of 5 years ago was any different than the Republican Party now, as far as like casting doubt on the legitimacy of the American elections, is so psychotic and so fucking false. And it blows my goddamn mind. Every Republican relies on creating this false narrative that elections are stolen by Democrats and illegal immigrants. You have to literally not meet a single Republican ever in your entire life to believe this, okay? To take this at face value and be like, yeah, Republicans don't believe this idea that like all elections are stolen by Democrats with illegal voters. Like, you literally have to be a fucking idiot who's never met another Republican person ever in their entire lives. They do that. They say that all the time. The Republican attitude around voting and limiting who gets to vote is the prevailing conservative narrative. The 3/5 rule revolved around this from the foundation of American society, that dictated that the Senate was not even democratically elected, that control was kept in the hands of white male landowners, all the way to segregation and Jim Crow laws that stopped black people from voting, stopped women from voting in the past, in the in the pre-suffrage movement era, all the way to now with like voter IDs and like additional restrictions and shutting down of like DMVs immediately in black and brown neighborhoods, making it as hard as possible for poor people to vote, not having a fucking national holiday or not having a national ID for everyone to be able to use for free to go out and vote, and then implementing voter ID laws. Like, this is all the same exact fucking concept. And Republicans don't even hide that, okay? They don't hide the truth behind why they take such actions. The only way that you can advocate truthfully or honestly for making it harder, making it as hard as possible for people to vote, for poor people to vote specifically, is if you lie about how everyone is just, faking it. Everyone is like, Democrats are actually winning elections in this nefarious fake way. So for Barack Obama to turn around and be like, this is so different, the big lie is so different, is a fucking lie in and of itself. Okay? He knows this. He knows this. He's being a fucking asshole, dude. He knows this. And he's just like, he is trying to sedate you. Okay? He is trying to sedate the liberal masses here with this take. I'm sorry. There's no other way to look at it beyond that. Okay? He's manufacturing consent. Now, having said that, if you don't believe me, I mean, what's that fucking Christian dude who I used to show you all the time? Like, the father of like the American Christian movement. That guy, that Republican dude who like at the Republican conference, not Joel Osteen, who straight up says like, we don't want people to vote. We don't want people to vote. Not Lee Atwater. No, not Kenneth Copeland. No, none of those things. No, old school. It's like a video from the 80s that I've shown you guys a bunch of times. I forget. This is it. Paul Weyrich. There it is. Here you go. Thank you for this video. I use this video all the time, but I forgot his name for a second. Let's take a look. Paul Weyrich, the founding father of the conservative movement, addressed a seminal religious right gathering held in Dallas in the fall of 1980. Let's hear what he had to say.
Now, many of our Christians have what I call the goo-goo syndrome. Good government. They want everybody to vote. I don't want everybody to vote. Elections are not won by a majority of people. They never have been from the beginning of our country, and they are not now. As a matter of fact, our leverage in the elections, quite candidly, goes up as the voting populace goes down.
Jerry Falwell and Ronald Reagan were also at this gathering, by the way. Weyrich then went on to co-found the Heritage Foundation, the Moral Majority, and the Free Congress Foundation, the ALEC, American Legislative Exchange Council. These are like nefarious lobbying organizations and incredibly powerful in this country, and continues to host weekly strategy sessions for right-wing leaders. So this is the attitude. This has always been the prevailing attitude, okay? We need to stop people from voting. We need to stop poor people from voting. We need to stop black and brown people from voting because their interests do not align with ours. That's it. Like, and these motherfuckers have been openly stating this. Like, so in order for you to turn around and be like, oh, I don't understand. Like, this is so different. Like, Donald Trump is so different than the rest of the Republican Party. You have to be a complete delusional baboon to not see that. Like, you have to be a complete moron to not recognize that what Trump is doing is the extension, is the continuation, the logical continuation of what every other Republican has done in perpetuity, what every other conservative has done in forever. Okay, this is a fundamental plank of conservative election strategies, is to limit who can vote. Anyway.
Decade ago. When you look at some of the laws that are being passed at the state legislative level, where legislators are basically saying, we're going to take away the certification of election processes from civil servants, secretaries of state, people who are just counting ballots, and we're going to put it in the hands of partisan legislatures who may or may not decide that a state's electoral votes.
That's the Republican Party. This is the dream. Republicans have dreamed of being able to advocate for this sort of shit openly. And the very same Republicans who were like, yeah, Donald Trump is kind of crazy. I can't believe that January 6th happened, huh? That's wild. That then turned around and were like, yeah, we should stop prosecuting that immediately. Like, not a single fucking Republican wants to push for that, like, bipartisan committee on the January 6th insurrection now. Like most of the key Republicans are completely against that now. I wonder why. I wonder what happened.
Should go to one person or another. And when that's all done against the backdrop of large numbers of Republicans having been convinced wrongly that there was something fishy about the last election, we've got a problem. And you know, this is part of the reason why
the Democratic Party historically pushed for disenfranchisement or making it harder to vote. What do you mean, in the primaries?
On voting rights.
Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about like the fucking racist Dixiecrats in the South? Because if you consider that to be like still an extension of the modern Democratic Party right now, you are fucking delusional. When motherfuckers say historically the Democratic Party did this, they want to hide the truth from you. Okay? They want to hide that like the Southern strategy did not exist. They want to act like currently the motherfuckers wearing the Confederate flags when they rush to the White House, waving the Confederate flags, are not Republicans themselves, but still Democratic voters. You are delusional. I don't know what to tell you.
It's at a national level is important. This is why I think conversations about some of the institutional and structural barriers to our democracy working better, like the elimination of the filibuster or the end to partisan gerrymandering, is important. But this is why it is also important for us to figure out how do we start once again being able to tell a common story about where this country goes. And that is not just the job of politicians, although I think elected officials have an important role. That's where the media is going to have to play an important role. That is where companies have to play an important role. All of us as citizens have to recognize that the path towards an undemocratic America is not going to happen in just one bang. It happens in a series of steps. And when you look at what's happened in places like Hungary and in Poland, that obviously did not have the same traditions, democratic traditions that we did. They weren't as deeply rooted. And yet, as recently as 10 years ago, were functioning democracies, and now essentially have become
democracy doesn't always die in a military coup.
Yes.
Democracy dies at the ballot box.
That's exactly right. And you know, Vladimir Putin gets elected with a majority of Russian voters. But none of us would claim that that's the kind of democracy that we want.
Let's talk about.
Jesus Christ, dude. Okay. Yeah, no, that was perfect lib shit, dude. Tie it up and end it on fucking Vladimir Putin. Now, ProPublica, but ProPublica if you are Amy Goodman, it came out with a new report. By the end of 2018, they found secret IRS files, a trove of never-before-seen records, reveal how the wealthy avoid taxes. By the end of 2018, the 25 richest Americans were worth $1.1 trillion, as much as the combined wealth of the 14.3 million ordinary wage earners. Okay? The 2018 personal federal tax bill for the 25 richest was $1.9 billion. The bill for the wage earners, on the other hand, was $143 billion. Incredible stuff. ProPublica obtained leaked IRS documents proving that billionaires barely pay income taxes. Leaks of this sort are very rare. Really hope this story doesn't get lost in the news cycle, says Kenny Clips. In 2007, Jeff Bezos, then a multi-billionaire and now the world's richest man, did not pay a penny in federal income taxes. He achieved the feat again in 2011. 2018, Tesla founder Elon Musk, the second richest person in the world, paid no federal income taxes. Now, part of the reason is because all of their fucking assets all of their wealth is tied in assets. So the way to hit these motherfuckers is by taxing capital gains or property taxes, taxing corporations, this way. Something that the Biden administration does not want to do, by the way, for the record. Income taxes are not a way that you can tax the wealthy because they don't report straight income. Isn't that because they don't really have income? They just get good lines of credit from banks. Why pay taxes when you have middle class as slaves for taxes? They all pay lower capital gains taxes when they sell their shares, need a higher cap gains tax that can't be avoided through deferments. I agree. That's part of the reason why they have no income and paid no income taxes at all. Michael Bloomberg managed to do the same in recent years. Billionaire investor Carl Icahn did it twice. George Soros paid no federal income tax 3 years in a row. ProPublica has obtained a vast trove of Internal Revenue Service data on the tax returns of thousands of the nation's wealthiest people, covering more than 15 years. The data provides an unprecedented look into the financial lives of America's titans, including Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Rupert Murdoch, and Mark Zuckerberg. It shows not just their income and taxes, but also their investments, stock trades, gambling winnings, and even the results of audits. Taken together, it demolishes a cornerstone myth of the American tax system, that everyone pays their fair share and the richest Americans pay the most. The IRS records show that the wealthiest can, perfectly legally, pay income taxes that are only a tiny fraction of the hundreds of millions, if not billions, their fortunes grow each year. Many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, amassing little wealth and paying the federal government a percentage of their incomes that rises if they earn more. In recent years, the median American household earned about $70,000 annually and paid 14% of federal taxes. The highest income tax rate, 37%, kicked in this year for couples on earnings above $628,300. The confidential tax records obtained by ProPublica show that the ultra rich effectively sidestep the system. That's why, like, having a top marginal tax rate for income is still not going to end this problem. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. America's billionaires avail themselves to tax avoidance strategies beyond the reach of ordinary people. Their wealth derives from the skyrocketing value of their assets like stock and property. Those gains are not defined by U.S. laws as taxable income unless and until the billionaires sell. To capture the financial reality of the richest Americans, ProPublica undertook an analysis that has never been done before. We compared how much taxes the 25 richest Americans paid each year to how much Forbes estimated their wealth grew in that same time period. Oh my fucking God. The true tax rate for Warren Buffett was 0.10% from 2014 to 2019. For you, it was 14%. For Jeff Bezos, it was 0.98%. For Michael Bloomberg, it was 1.30%. For Elon Musk, it was 3.27%. No one among the 25 wealthiest avoided as much tax as Buffett, the grandfatherly centibillionaire. That's perhaps surprising given his public stance on as an advocate for higher tax for the rich. According to Forbes, his richest rose 24.3. Yeah, keep getting mad at fucking TikTok Bernie Sanders supporters, dude. Keep getting mad at that, boys. Keep getting mad at Nico Lulz, dude. But don't get mad at these guys. They have philanthropies, so and also there are jobs creators. You fucking simpleton peasants, you. Oh yeah, dude. I can't believe. Oh man, rich leftists, dude. What the fuck? We really gotta stop these rich leftist boys. Woo! I can't believe my 12 favorite streamers decided to move to Texas to avoid income tax, to avoid state taxes. That's what you sound like when you get fucking mad at like dumbass Twitch streamers fucking moving to Texas and shit. Anyway. More than one thing can be bad, OMG. Yeah, dude, you're right. No, these two are, yeah, except you get mad at that other thing way more. Rich leftists are ruining my life. White people sad. Anyway, do you not dislike tax avoidance? I think that people that avoid state taxes, that move to fucking Texas, still end up paying for it by buying a $2 million fucking apartment in the middle of Dallas and paying 1.9% in property taxes instead of 0.75% that they would every single fucking year on an overvalued, inflated ass property for the rest of their fucking lives. Okay? So like, oh wow, she really avoided 10% of her income. She avoided 10% of her income this year and maybe next year. Who knows how many years she's going to be able to avoid an additional 10% in state taxes when she's going to fucking pay more in property taxes for the rest of her fucking life for that inflated ass property. Okay? Jesus Christ. ultimately, it's ironic to get mad at fucking streamers because none of them are engaging in like tax avoidance in the same way that these dudes are, okay? Also, this person is literally from Texas. It's so fucking annoying. I know it's a meme, but actually stop defending streamers. It makes you look really bad. You're a fucking moron if you think a streamer from Texas moving back to fucking Texas is like the end-all be-all of tax avoidance. You dumb fucks. Jesus Christ. You stupid fuck. I can't believe a streamer from Texas decided to move back to Texas. Same with fucking soda popping. Wow, that's fucked up, dude. Both are bad. She's being a hypocrite. You were just trying to simp. She has a boyfriend. Dude, you are so fucking pathetic. That's a ban. Simping for Nico lol? Motherfucker, I spent the entire video shitting on her for deciding to move to a $2 million apartment when she could have fucking moved into a $2 million castle. I'm not simping for her at all. I think it's just like really fucking stupid whenever dumb motherfuckers are like, this is... rich people are leaving California because they want to pay less taxes. Like, that's literally a made-up fucking right-wing take. You are only looking at idiotic... you're only looking at the world from your idiotic standpoint of the 12 streamers that you saw that were like, I'm leaving California because I want to save 10% on taxes. Okay? Triggered by the truth? No, the overwhelming majority of people that leave the state of California leave because they can't afford property. Okay? They can't fucking afford a property in California. It's just too expensive. Shut up. Shut up. Anyway. And they say this at the time when like rich people made so much money in California that California fucking had a surplus in its budget for the first time in like decades, okay? So you're literally like, you can't be more wrong. Like, you literally cannot be more wrong physically if you fucking tried. Like, because of how much the wealthy paid in taxes in California when motherfucking wealthy people are leaving the state, like, right? They're running away, right? Like, no, it's unaffordable for poor people to live here, which is why they're leaving, so they can fucking afford rent or purchasing a property somewhere else. That's why they leave the state. At a time when the state has a fucking $53 billion surplus directly as a consequence of wealthy people paying a lot more in taxes this year because of how much money they fucking made. But yeah, no, go off, Kings. Go off, Kings. It's middle class people leaving the state. Anyway, 1 million plus income is not middle class. Oh, is that so? Is that why the overwhelming majority of people leaving California were making 70 grand then? That's so crazy, dude. I didn't realize it was all the people leaving California were making $1 million plus. No, it's the 12 streamers that left the state of California that were making $1 million plus. And your worldview exclusively revolves on what the fuck Twitch streamers do. People get fucking so heated about streamers because that's all you know. You spend all your goddamn time on the internet, on Twitch. That's it. You always seem to easily... You always forget about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is one guy. That's so dumb, dude. Joe Rogan is one guy. People are like, what about XQC? What about, Sykkuno going to fucking Nevada? Like, okay... You're not like, that's not how data works, boys. That's not how this works. You have to look at like who's leaving the state and what the reasons are for why they're leaving the state. God damn, dude. What the fuck? I'm losing my mind at this. Does chat care if I move to Texas next year because work wants me to move? I don't even. Anyway. In the coming months, ProPublica will use the IRS data we have obtained to explore in detail how the ultra-wealthy avoid taxes, exploit loopholes, and escape scrutiny from federal auditors. That works out, by the way. Oh, shit. No one in the among 25 wealthiest avoided tax as much as tax avoidance buffet. According to Forbes, his riches rose $24.3 billion between 2014 and 2018. Over those years, the data shows Buffett reportedly paid $23.7 million in taxes. That's 0.1%, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. When you're poor, when you're middle class, every single year, you're just dropping like 30% of your entire earnings. Like easily. Or maybe less, but still. Like everything you own is your net worth. Like you don't have any assets. So your income is your entire net worth, your entire existence on this planet. All that shit goes straight up into the government, okay? And that's why you lose your shit about fucking taxes. Meanwhile, the wealthiest motherfuckers are not even giving 0.1%, barely giving 0.1% of their fucking earnings back to the government. But yeah, keep fucking pissing, keep getting mad about like, I don't know, keep getting mad about fucking the Twitch streamers or some shit. Ultimately, it's ironic you're a libtard. Actually stop accepting a tax-dodging liberal, chatting on smart mofos, right-wing geniuses takes to lose 10% of taxes because people elsewhere buy houses on houses, talk. What? Dude, what is this guy? Did you have an aneurysm while writing that, dude? What the fuck? The heir to Warren Buffett's core went to my high school. Nice. Okay. I think he had a stroke while he was writing that out. He got so horny to be like, I'm gonna fucking get. He's like, I'm gonna get him this time, and then fucking just had an aneurysm midway through and just kept typing. It's mostly the optics of the whole thing, and you hardcore defending it is why people are trying to stun like you. I mean, I think it's dumb as fuck that like someone decided to fucking move to Texas. And everyone is immediately like, they're doing it for tax avoidance. I live in California because I like California, okay? If I were to ever leave the state, it wouldn't be because I want to avoid taxes, but because I want to be able to fucking purchase a normal property, okay? That's it. For most people, like some people say they're leaving California because they fucking avoid taxes. Who gives a shit? Ultimately, the real reason why most people leave California is because they can't afford to purchase a property or rent in a center, in a like urban area, an urban environment. Most people are the argument here, though. That's why I get mad. I get mad when fucking people think like everyone's leaving California because of like a few Twitch streamers who said like they're leaving because of tax avoidance. So stupid. Anyway. Let's keep going. Seriously tired of you defending your rich streamer buddies as a socialist. Just say you're a radlib and move on. Never gonna sub Puggo. Fucking idiot, dude. Yeah, good one, dude. Oh, nice, dude. You baited me, dude. Anyway. Understand it more with streamers because literally your career can end anytime you need to save that money. Yeah. Anyway. The few specifics about individual tax ever emerge in public. So we know that already. Okay. So consider Bezos 2007, one of the years he paid zero in federal income taxes. Amazon stock more than doubled. Bezos' fortune leapt $3.8 billion according to Forbes, whose wealth estimates are widely cited. How did a person enjoying that sort of wealth explosion end up paying no income tax? I wonder how. Because they have unlimited funds. Like they literally have unlimited funds because they have unlimited assets. They could just open up a line of credit like that Here, give me $7 billion, please. In that year, Bezos, who filed his taxes jointly with his then wife Mackenzie Scott, reported a paltry for him $46 million in income, largely from the interest and dividend payments on outside investments. He was able to offset every penny he earned with losses from side investments and various deductions like interest expenses on debts and the vague catch-all category of other expenses. In 2001, a year in which his wealth held roughly steady at $18 billion, bad year for Bezos, boys. Bezos filed a tax return reporting money he lost. His income that year was more than offset by investment losses. What's more, because according to the tax law, he made so little, he even claimed and received a $4,000 tax credit for his children. Oh my God, dude. He got a tax credit for his kids, dude. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. He deserves it. You guys are fucking idiots, okay? By the way, this is hilarious that, like, all the libs who were mad at Donald Trump will not say a fucking single word about this. Remember how liberals were like, Donald Trump paid $75,000 in federal income taxes? What the fuck? I thought he was a billionaire. I thought he was a billionaire. Maybe what these Democrats were saying is like, how did he not avoid all of the taxes? You know, like these motherfuckers did. $750. Sorry, not $775,000. That's true. $750. That's great, dude. That's fucking great. I love this. I love this across the board. Incredible, incredible. His tax avoidance is even more striking if you examine 2006 to 2018, a period for which ProPublica has complete data. Bezos' wealth increased by $127 billion, according to Forbes, but then he reported a total of $6.5 in income. The $1.4 billion he paid in personal federal taxes is a massive number, yet it amounts to a 1.1% true tax rate on the rise of his fortune. Oof. Hey, man, it's Bezos was doing this because he moved to Texas, guys. Wow, that's how he did this, dude. It's like zero head takes, dude. Anyway, wealth and income is different though, right? Like if he never sold any investment, does he have to report it? Doesn't have to report it until he sells it all, that is? Yeah, but you don't need to sell it ever. Unless, and he did recently, he sold a bunch of stock to purchase like $150 million mansion, okay? Like that. He needed like cash, right? But he doesn't need to for the most part because he could just like take a line of credit or some shit. Was it a yacht? I thought it was $150 million mansion or some shit. So the problem is, and I've mentioned this already, it's not that his income is non-taxable because that's not where, like, it doesn't make financial sense to try to tax the income of billionaires because their wealth generation stems from their assets. Rich people make their money work for them. That's why everybody gets mad at me for not using my money, for having my money just sit in a fucking checking account. That's why all of my analyst friends lose their fucking minds. They're like, you're such an idiot. And they're right, by the way. They're 100% correct. Rich people do not make money off of their labor. They make money off of the money that they already have. This is what capitalism is about. It's called capital gains. Your pre-existing capital that you have accumulated, all the wealth that you've accumulated, ends up making more money year over year for you than your fucking dad and your granddad and yourself could never, ever imagine. That's how it works. Okay? Anyway. Could you systematically dismantle my father, financial advisor's Pepega take on this topic? Wait, what? Your dad is saying because if my $70 investment instead of growing to 140 goes down to 30, now I've had a capital loss of 40 for which I get no tax benefit. And also, we're not talking about $70, no wish Debbie tax, but $70 billion absolutely. Then the government takes revenue for gains. It doesn't give it back for losses. That's why there should be zero capital gains tax? What the fuck? They explain why they published the article. Your dad is saying that... Wait, I'm confused. Is your dad saying that there should be zero capital gains tax as though you can't deduct your losses? Like, that makes no sense. Why is he lying to you? Your dad is literally lying to you as a financial advisor. There is no shot he does not understand this concept. Like, there already is a system in place. I cannot believe your financial advisor father is literally lying to you to advocate for a zero cap gains tax because your losses are deductible. That's wild. Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway. My friend said it doesn't matter with billionaires don't pay taxes. The government mismanages the money anyway. What do I say back to them? Okay. It's not a secret that the government mismanages your money. But no matter what happens, okay? No matter what happens, at least some of that money still goes to incredibly important programs. That's the way I see it. Whenever people are like, why don't you get mad about, like, you know, paying higher taxes? Like, your taxes are just going to bomb Palestine and shit like that. And it's like, okay, but they're also building roads and public education and paying teachers, okay? And that is an absolute fucking necessity. Like, that is an absolute fucking necessity. So if the problem is that, you know, taxes are being mismanaged, and people are paying your taxes, or your tax dollars fund American imperialism and shit like that, then try to change that part of the process. Instead of being like, we shouldn't pay any fucking taxes. Because that's stupid as fuck. That all comes from your state tax, buddy. I don't have a problem with that. That's why I say I don't give a shit about paying taxes in the state of California. Let's just disregard how they spend our tax money then. Great idea. Is that what I said? Have I advocated for the government to fucking keep wasting our resources on endless imperialist endeavors? Is that, when have I ever said that? Jesus Christ, 45K Andy on a slow news day? It's not a slow news day. I haven't covered the news in a while. That's probably why. Anyway. What? You've been ignoring my question for a week? I've been spamming it? What is your stupid question? Please cover Nina Turner's race against Chantel Brown. You wield so much power with this massive audience. Ask them to volunteer if they live in the district. Okay. All right, we'll do that. But, like, I'm in the middle of covering something else right now. Like, okay. Dude, everybody has their own pet project that they want me to, like, use all my endless power on, okay? We did it. Just, like, chill. You were so ready to get pissed. No, it's actually a good story, or like a good way to use my influence, to wield my influence. So I'm not gonna get upset at that. Compare Bezos' financial picture to a typical American household. Okay, Jeff Bezos' wealth grown by $127 billion over this time frame, as we talked about, and he only paid $1.4 billion in total taxes. The typical American household, on the other hand, paid a total of taxes to $142,000 during this point, and their wealth grew by $89,000. During the recession, many people lost value in their homes. These are still people with like, this is the average household that still has like some assets too. We're not even talking about like pure income, because we're talking about 2008. So a lot of people that owned homes, their property values went down. So if the only asset that you own is your fucking home and it tanks, its value tanks, you all of a sudden have lost you've lost everything. You've lost your only only appreciating asset. Anyway, why have you never talked about the farmer protests in India? I have. You're wrong. I have talked about it. The revelations provided by the IRS data come at a crucial moment. Wealth inequality has become one of the defining issues of our age. The president and Congress are considering the most ambitious tax increases in decades on those with high incomes. But the American tax conversation has been dominated by debate over incremental changes, such as whether the top tax rate should be 39.6% rather than 37%. So this shit is fucking annoying for two reasons. One, because adding like the top marginal tax rate increase should occur regardless. I'm fully on board with it, and it should be even higher than this. But if you don't actually fucking increase the capital gains tax, if you don't actually try to tax wealth as best as you possibly can in the most ethical way possible, then you're not going to reach these dudes, okay? Like, you're going to still get billions of dollars in return. But the reality is, like, it's not the fucking income that you need to be taxing. The income you'll tax, if you increase it, you'll tax people like me, okay? And unfortunately, there aren't a lot of people like me. Most people in my position immediately fucking put their money back into the stock market and make money off of their money. Which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with being taxed more. I advocate for that. But if you want to solve this problem, you can't just increase the top marginal tax rate. Because most wealthy people don't make money off of their labor, but instead, like, you know what this does? This taxes people like me, and it taxes athletes, it taxes Twitch streamers, it taxes football players, it taxes basketball players, it taxes baseball players, it taxes doctors, it taxes people that make the largest sum of their like overall revenue off of their personal labor. You're taxing high earners, but you're not necessarily tackling the problem of income inequality. You are making it a little bit better because these people should be taxed higher, including myself, straight up. However, the real issue is still in assets. The real issue is still in capital gains. Do you get it? Don't you have to pay an income tax on your paycheck before you buy assets anyway, though? Yes. For people that make their lion's share of revenue every year from their own labor, still pay an income tax, and then on top of that, they would get taxed. I disagree that people should not pay taxes. What? I never said that. That is a reasonable take if the representative government reviews what they want. The government is supposed to serve the people, not the other way around. If people lower tax payment by 10%, policies will be changed. How is armed revolt okay in case of a rogue government and not non-payment of taxes? What? This is incredible. Literally changing from millionaires and billionaires to just billionaires? Wait, what? Who's changing? Oh no, not the athletes. You're a fucking idiot, dude. If you're missing the point, you're missing the point I'm trying to make. I think millionaires should be taxed higher. But if you think that taxing millionaires when it's so easy for them to like it's easier for them to fucking avoid taxes by stashing it in capital, you're literally advocating for a dumber system. You are not recognizing the problem. The main problem is straight up not taxing assets and capital gains. That's always the problem. Anyway. Oh, no, not the athletes. This is incredible. I understand what you're trying to say. I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say if you think that what I'm saying is like simply increasing the top marginal tax rate, which is still good, is going to alleviate the actual problems, or is going to eliminate the actual problems, which stem from the way that wealth and the way that capital gains are not taxed in this country. That's my take. Okay? Anyway. The tax data was provided to ProPublica after we published a series of articles scrutinizing the IRS. The articles exposed how years of budget cuts have hobbled the agency's ability to enforce the law and how the largest corporations and the rich have benefited from the IRS's weakness. They also showed that people in poor regions are now more likely to be audited than those in affluent areas. We talked about this before already. ProPublica is not disclosing how it obtained the data, which was given to us in raw form with no conditions or conclusions. ProPublica reporters spent months processing and analyzing the material to transform it into a usable database. We then verify the information by comparing elements of it with dozens of already public tax details in court documents, politicians' financial disclosures, and news stories, as well as vetting it by individuals whose tax information is contained in the trove. Those who responded, including Buffet, Bloomberg, and Icon, all said they paid the taxes they owed. A spokesman for Soros said in a statement, between 2016 and 2018, George Soros lost money on his investments. Therefore, he did not owe federal income taxes in those years. Mr. Soros has long supported higher tax for wealthy Americans. Personal and corporate representatives of Bezos declined to receive detailed questions about the matter. ProPublica attempted to reach Scott through her divorce attorney, a personal representative, and family members. She did not respond. Must respond to an initial query with a lone punctuation mark, question mark. After we sent detailed questions to him, he did not reply. It's Buffett. I know. I like to say buffet. Motherfucker just threw a question mark out there. Why do you hate retail workers? Good question. I don't know. I hate them, dude. Buffet. Fox Economist says minorities and young people aren't worth $15 an hour. Ooh, spicy. Anyway, I just wanted to showcase that for you guys for a second, and of course the only way to solve this is by trying to tax wealth as best as you possibly can. But good luck getting that across. All right, let's hear what Fox News' Art Laffer had to say.
McDonald's CEO Kemczynski, he's noting that artificial intelligence technology has 85% accuracy with filling orders, with workers having to step in for approximately 1 in 5 orders. It's going to be a big leap, he says, to go from 10 restaurants to 14,000 restaurants. But there is no doubt they are working in that direction, Art.
Yeah, for those people, Sandra, who are coming into the labor force brand fresh, not old-timers who've been around for a while, the poor, the minorities, the disenfranchised, those with less education, young people who haven't had the job experience, these people aren't worth $15 an hour in most cases. And so, therefore, when you have a $15 an hour minimum wage, they don't get that first job. They don't get the requisite skills to earn above.
Jesus Christ, bro. My man straight said these people don't deserve $15 an hour. What about you, bitch? How much money you think you deserve, motherfucker? It's not even about deserve, by the way. Like, this is about like how much profits that they generate for the corporations they work for. But not only that, but also like the minimum amount of money should still be a living wage if you're working. They're doing automation regardless of minimum wage. Yeah.
Of the minimum wage, and after a few years they become unemployable, and after becoming unemployable they become hostile, and that what you'll find happening is this technology has created an underclass of people who are really just bid out of the labor market and will remain out of the labor market for most of their lives. And this, I think, is just a tragedy.
It's just a tragedy, but also they're not worth the $15. But also at the same time, like, also at the same time, dude, wait, hold on. What the fuck what the fuck? Fuck. I just had like a brain fart for a second. He's gonna turn around and say, heck, even the Jews should get $50 an hour. Heck, may as well put him in labor camps. What? No, he's just like. What is ridiculous about this take is that like automation is better than, I guess, automatically working with young laborers and migrants who don't deserve the $15 an hour, but then you don't pay them and they become hostile, and it's tragic. It's like, okay, so what's the solution? Like, are these not human beings? What are you supposed to do?
I love the technology, but the technology is replacing the jobs for these people, and it's a killer. It's a killer for just the people who need the help the most.
Interested on your take on this tweet? What is this? What is this? Lawyers are representing clients who are accused of things. Michael Vander Veen and Bruce Casler, two attorneys who defended former President Trump during his second Senate impeachment trial, are now defending at least 3 people charged in connection with the January 6th interaction at the U.S. Capitol. What kind of monster would agree to represent people accused by the state of crimes as heinous, as barbaric as these? Like, I don't understand why he's making a bigger deal out of this, ultimately, when this is, like, supposed to portray... I'm not even going to cover this. Like, I think Glenn Greenwald, in an effort to make it seem like NPR is being hysterical, is unironically being hysterical himself. Making it seem as though it's like ridiculous for NPR to cover the story that like Trump's original like defense team is now defending other people in the Capitol riots. Why is that so strange to cover as a news story? Is Glenn grifting at this point? Either he like truly became a reactionary, or yes, he is like, or at some point, his point of view from like 2017 on like Bill Maher, on IDW, on Barry Weiss, literally changed. Like, it's a 180 flip. He now straight up he straight up holds reactionary points of view, rather than, because like even on trans issues, on so much stuff. On so much, he straight up was like, he had the same arguments that I did. And now he's on the opposite side and like constantly fucking malding over dumb shit. Anyway, Israel's parliament to vote new unity government. Don't care about that. Texan mom arrested for posing as teen daughter. Oh, this is my favorite news story. Hold on, I gotta pee real quick while this plays though.
Going to turn to that strange story out of Texas.
Bro, this is the funniest story of all time. I swear to fucking God, it's hilarious, dude. This is an interesting one, too. The FBI secretly ran the Anon messaging platform, yielding hundreds of arrests and global sting.
Mother arrested after she posed as her 13-year-old daughter and snuck into the girl's middle school, posting videos of the act on social media. TJ Holmes is here now with the details and why she did it.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about...
Okay, if you want to know about this fucking story, though, if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience that's uninterrupted, boys, it's top of the fucking hour. There's a 1-minute ad break coming right now. And if you don't want to see those ads, you already know what the fucking deal is, okay? You already know what the fucking do, boys. You need to subscribe with a fucking Twitch Prime for free. Or you need to subscribe with a $5 subscription if you want. But Twitch Prime is free. If you haven't used it elsewhere, you use it on me, all right? Or your favorite streamer. But if your favorite streamer is myself, then do it. Or just watch the fucking ads. Or use a VPN or ad block. Okay. Here's the 1-minute ad break. Now I gotta go pee real quick, and I'm playing the video.
About a 30-year-old woman who posed as a 13-year-old child, and she made it from first period all the way to last period before anybody at the school even noticed. So now the school district is answering questions about its security. The mom is answering to police.
Do I look like a 7th grader? No? Cool. Awesome.
This El Paso mother is facing multiple charges after admitting to posing as her 13-year-old daughter at her middle school.
Okay, and then...
According to the complaint affidavit, 30-year-old Casey Garcia checked into the school using her child's ID number and was seen in these videos posted to social media inside the school building. The mom managed to greet the principal.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Attend PE class.
The coach literally came up to me and was like, who are you? And I was like, Julie.
Even eat lunch maskless in the cafeteria among 7th graders.
I've been here all day, face to face with teachers.
Making it until last period before getting caught.
I told him that I would go to the principal's office, so I guess we're gonna see what happens.
Police arrested Garcia, but she claimed she wanted to highlight possible security flaws and safety protocols within the school, posting this explanation on YouTube saying she was trying to help prevent mass shootings. She's now charged with criminal trespass and tampering with government records. In a statement sent to parents in the San Elizario Independent School District, the superintendent acknowledged the breach in security and adds, "Our security measures are being reviewed and evaluated not only at the school where the incident occurred, but all schools and facilities in the district."
And guys, not to make excuses here, but we all wonder, how in the world could no one notice? Well, the woman is under 5 feet tall, about the same size as her daughter. Look at that. Mask on, hood on, glasses on. You can barely tell who's necessarily under there. So that might have had something to do with it. But still, she didn't mean any harm to the students. But you got to take this seriously with security. You cannot have this happening at a school. So they're keeping an eye on it.
She wanted the conversation to start. She got that to start, yeah.
Thank you, TJ.
Gotta go.
This is so funny because it's like, you know how that like rad lib take that some fucking psychos have on Twitter where they'll say stuff like, if you're dating a short woman, are you just a pedophile? Like, this is kind of like that. You know what I mean? Are short women actually girls? She was an imposter. Yeah. If these dumbass 7-year-olds knew any better, if they learned anything from their fucking Among Us sessions, they would know that there was an imposter among them. Okay?
Social media. TJ Holmes.
We're going to run that again because I was peeing for the most part.
With the details and why she did it.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about a 30-year-old woman who posed as a 13-year-old child. And she made it from first period all the way to last period before anybody at the school even noticed. So now the school district...
Okay, I need to watch the videos. Can we get the videos?
Answering questions about its security. The mom is answering to police.
Do I look like a 7th grader? No? Cool. Awesome.
This El Paso mother is facing multiple charges after admitting to posing as her 13-year-old daughter at her middle school.
Okay.
That Radlib shit about if you like petite women, you're a pedo is so creepy and really disparaging of petite women. Yeah, I know. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, it unironically says that like short women are not women. Like that's what the argument revolves around. It's really fucked up.
According to the complaint affidavit, 30-year-old Casey Garcia checked into the school using her child's ID number and was seen in these videos posted to social media inside the school building. The mom managed to greet the principal.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Attend PE class.
The coach literally came up to me and was like, who are you? And I was like, Julie.
Even eat lunch maskless in the cafeteria among 7th graders.
I've been here all day, face to face with teachers.
Making it until last period before getting caught.
I told him that I would go to the principal's office, so I guess we're gonna see what happens.
Police arrested Garcia, but she claimed she wanted to highlight possible security flaws and safety protocols within the school, posting this explanation on YouTube saying she was trying to help prevent mass shootings.
Bro, dude, this is so awesome, dude. This story is so awesome, dude. Yo, bored white ladies, like bored middle class white ladies have, I mean, dude, I don't know what to say, dude. I mean, this is a danger to society, okay? I don't know what she's doing.
He's now charged with criminal trespass and tampering with government records. In a statement sent to parents in the San Elizario Independent School District, the superintendent acknowledged the breach in security and adds, "Our security measures are being reviewed and evaluated not only at the school where the incident occurred, but all schools and facilities in the district."
And guys, not to make excuses here, but we all wonder, how in the world could no one notice? Well, the woman is under 5 feet tall, about the same size as her daughter. Look at that. Mask on, hood on, glasses on. You can barely tell who's necessarily under there. So that might have had something to do with it. But
What
still,
the
she didn't mean
fuck?
any harm to the students. But
Bro, that's crazy, dude. That's actually crazy. That's wild, dude. Bro, what do you mean she's preventing mass shootings?
to take this seriously with security. You cannot have this happening at a school, so they're keeping an eye on it.
She wanted the conversation to start. She got that to start, yeah.
Thank you, TJ.
Got it.
This is such a funny story. We got to watch the video.
Let's get a little You see what I'm wearing? Oh my god. These weird shoes on.
Oh my gosh, she did a makeup tutorial version.
Okay. I'll record once I'm inside. I gotta get in.
Oh, she's getting more winded than
talk-
I do. They should have known that she's not like a 13-year-old when they noticed that she's got like smoker's lungs. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe she got into middle school. I thought it was in high school. It's crazy.
Talk to you guys once I'm inside. Do I look like a 7th grader? No? Cool. Awesome. Okay, I'm in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Someone said this is the real reason why people are leaving California for Texas, dude.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, and yourself?
Great.
Bro, you do this, your daughter is never going to recover from this. You know what I mean? Like, this is so much worse than like shitting yourself in the middle of class and like the entire school finding out about it. It's just so much worse. Like, you've done such a horrible disservice to your daughter. Wait, where's her daughter? Did she just tell her to stay home or something? And she was like, don't come to school tomorrow. I feel bad. I feel bad for the daughter.
Wow. Hello. Morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not see you behind me. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I am gonna get so caught. I'm actually really scared now. I am literally on the campgrounds of a middle school. They're kind of like, am I going the right way? Yeah. Okay.
And just so you know,
Bro, I'm 5'1" and I'm more of a man than you will ever be. I'm built like a household garbage can and have a heavy bag in my room that I punch every night with your face on it.
right here, this building is a library.
Okay.
This building is.
Oh my
out of the
goodness.
500.
I would have never found my way.
This is the other 500.
Okay. Oh.
So Miss Fallon, what's going to be the third classroom to your left?
Okay, thank you so much. With all the music, that's what they told me. Thank you so much.
Served this dude at work today with a Twitch cap on. I said, who do you watch? And he said, Hasan, I live in a small town. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
I have like 2 hours to make up.
Or she's not even saying Sussy or Among Us or Poggers. Why the fuck did anybody think she was an XQC watcher? You know what I mean? This is like one of those things where like it is alarming that it succeeded, right? So technically she succeeded in exposing a flaw here, but also at the same time, you kind of shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? It just like feels very weird. It's like a very weird way to go about making a point.
I'm gonna be muting my. Okay, so 6 times 6. If we put it in our calculator, also you square.
Is she just sitting in class? Dude, this is so weird, dude. Nervous AF. What the fuck, dude? At least we're lucky that she didn't do it because she was doing this to expose school shooters, right? Like, or security flaws that like allow school shooters to like easily access schools. At least she didn't have an AR-15 with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, come on. I was just showing how easy it is to do a school shooting.
So my
I'm harder than you. Put that Julie? Julie?
Yes. And
You're going for Julie's class?
yes.
What? What the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Like, they're like asking questions. There's no shot they didn't know, dude. There's no shot. Like, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. She probably got caught because she was talking like an adult. Also, what school shooters aren't actually from the school and are adults? Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of. I don't know if she was exposing weaknesses in the school security, but she definitely has a lot of weaknesses in her argument, dude.
I think.
I'm following her.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey.
Okay, I'm done. I can't watch. I want to see her fucking. I want to see her argument, dude. I saw Jack Wagner, friend of the show, Jack Wagner, post like all of her titles in sequence, and it's the funniest thing, dude. When you look at her videos, okay. When you look at her videos, it goes, "Going to school as my 13-year-old daughter, middle school edition. Why I posed as my 13-year-old daughter, raw but real answer." And then he posted like a fucking article of the police arresting her. Full video of the police coming to my house. Like, what the fuck, dude? It's so awesome, dude. It's like, tell me a story in fucking 3 sequences, dude. Going to school as my 13-year-old daughter. Why I posed as my 13-year-old daughter, a raw but real answer. Full video of the police coming to my house. Next up on the line. Going to jail. Oh man, dude. The internet is so good. The internet is undefeated, dude. Stealth 100. Raw but real. Let's see what she had to say. Raw but real, dude.
Integrity is being put on the line big time. My husband's cousin just called me and said that it made the news. I don't watch the news because I find it depressing. I'm going to try to make this as short and simple as I can so I do not have to edit. And I'm going to try to make it not so interviewy. I didn't do this to get views. I didn't do this to get likes.
I mean, why'd you post it on YouTube then?
I didn't do this so people could be...
You could have literally filmed this entire thing and then handed it off to the principal and been like, this was what happened. What the fuck are you doing? You didn't have to post it on your YouTube, dude. Oh my God. This is so sick. This is awesome, dude. Come on.
Mad at me and I could
I'm
never...
so happy. This is the type of shit that makes me so happy that like extremely online people exist on this planet, and you know, people who are just complete fucking psychos do shit like this. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic, dude, because it's content for me to fucking consume. It's great.
Walk around El Paso again, which honestly, you guys are assholes. I did this to prove that the public school system, the private school system, is not really... Let me explain my day to you. I had to put on the tan and I had to dye my hair because Julie's hair is dark.
Bro, just fucking get into like Farmville or whatever the fuck parents do on Facebook. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, why is it that like moms are so fucking bored lately? Like, middle America moms and dads are so fucking bored. Divorce court is like the only action that they get, and then they either become like lifelong Trump loyalists and like white supremacist sympathizers and like get really invested in like QAnon, or do this sort of shit. It's like, why can't you be normal, dude? She's the same age as you? Wait, really? She's my age? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. She needs a job. Your day is filled.
I wanted to go as Julie. I wasn't going as my daughter. I wasn't trying to go to impersonating another child. I wasn't trying to be someone else. I was trying to be my kid and my kid only.
Wait, how old is she?
I was nervous the entire time. Whether you believe that or not,
That's on you.
Who cares?
I walked in. They asked me for my ID number. They asked me for my ID number, and I gave it to them. I wrote it down. Julie had told me, and I memorized it. I wrote down my ID number and my name, and they said, "Did you sign in?" And I said, "Yes, I signed in." And they said, "Okay." They let me walk right on through. I then said hello to the principal, and then I spoke to another faculty member, and then I went to all my classes. I even ate lunch without a mask. Now, the news station in El Paso, KT whatever, I don't watch the news, she commented, they're making it look really bad. Like I just wanted to go to middle school for shits and giggles. And I'm going to be 100% myself because now my integrity is being put on the line, which is fine. I don't care what you think, but I'm going to tell you my side of the story. The school was so concerned that my phone was out that they weren't even paying attention to who I was or what I was, besides, what I was doing, but they never interacted with me. It was always, "Hey, put your phone away. Hey, put your phone away." I wasn't even a person. I was just, "Hey, put your phone away." I didn't do this to ruffle any feathers. I didn't do this to out the school because I was never going to say what school district or what school it was.
Bro, this is definitely a crime, dude. It's like, so what was the point of her making a video? Like, what is this? What is the integrity of of what she was trying to do? It's like, I didn't do this for clout. It's like, so why'd you post it on YouTube? This is so wild. Also, I love that she's doing the blanket. She's doing the blanket YouTuber apology, which is like, come on, bro. It was just a meme. Like, every YouTuber has had a moment like this where there's like, come on, dude. I was doing this for integrity, not for clout, okay?
They put that out there themselves. The school. I'm still not going to say the name. Once I was done with lunch, I went to another class. I was then the only student in one of my classes.
What?
The teachers were so preoccupied with the students that were online that they weren't paying attention to the students that were there physically. Each class that I went to, and this is not to out the teachers, every single teacher of my daughters is very, very, very nice. They're all, and I feel bad that it had to be this school, but this is a problem in all schools. I'm not.
Okay, here's the other thing, by the way. Like, people that work in this field, people that work in this space, like who are, I don't know, like white hat security people, they don't fucking blast whatever the client is on YouTube. And they also don't do like, there's a reason why like something turns illegal instead of like preventative and to showcase that like this is something that you need help with. What she did is like the opposite of that.
Saying that it's just this school that let me in and walk through. I bet you anything someone else can do this. This is why I did this, whether you agree with me or not. So every teacher was facing their computers. So the students that were really there weren't really we were kind of getting the short end of the stick. So those are the only things that
Also, they have a contract? No, but like, don't penetration testers sometimes like literally go into places and like fuck around just to show flaws for a prospective client? You know what I mean? Or do they always get a contract beforehand? I thought penetration testers actually like would sometimes literally go in even before a contract and test it out. No, it's 100% illegal without a contract. That's why it's like gray hat, right? Wouldn't that be considered gray hat? They need permission first, yeah, but they can get into trouble if they don't have a contract. I mean, the other pen testers that we've seen have talked about how they sometimes do that. When you have bug bounty programs, yeah, but I'm amazed you're not commenting on how incoherent and weird this video is. I've lost the plot already. Like, she's all over the place, dude. It's like hard for me to comprehend what she's trying to say, because like it's clear what she was doing. I don't think that there was a legitimate and honest reason for why she was doing this beyond like she just wanted to make like she was bored and wanted to make like a weird fucking YouTube video.
I noticed that they were really concerned with my phone, and the students online got way more attention than the students that were there physically. It's a give and take. It's not really, I mean, that's not really a deal breaker. I think the deal breaker for me was actually walking in and posing as a 7th grader. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but it wasn't hard. And I made it to all 7 periods until the last teacher, she was female, and she said, Julie, can you stay after class? And I said, absolutely. And she looked at me and she's like, you're not Julie. I was like, no, I'm not. I took off my mask. I took off my...
Oh, God. Dude, can you imagine, like, fucking, you're a public school teacher in Texas. You're getting shit wages. Better than Oklahoma, but still shit fucking wages. And, like, after a long day of, like, trying to fucking juggle between, like, remote learning and, like, in-person learning, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who are you? Ha-ha! Someone like a mischievous, like, 1950s cartoon villain goes, ha-ha! You have outed me. I am not Julie. I am Julie's mother. It's like you do not pay enough money for a teacher to deal with that. Okay? Scooby-Doo ass villain, dude.
My glasses, and I said, no, I'm not Julie. I'm Julie's mom. And she said, why? I think she was...
Yeah. No, that's what you would expect from someone who is normal to be like, why did you do this? What is wrong with your brain?
Really
Why?
mind-boggled. Like she had no idea what the hell just happened. And I said, for a social experiment.
Why? Dude, she's such a YouTuber, dude. For a social experiment. Social experiment, Andy, dude. It's fucking, this is so YouTube. I'm losing my mind. This is peak YouTube, dude. It's so good. For the content, of course, and the clout, potentially.
I wanted to see if I could make it the entire day without anybody noticing. And I'd say up until 7th period, I think that's a very long day for a 30-year-old. Now, I'm not going to address, you know, the people that are just bitter and angry and they always want to like comment something mean. I'm talking to the parents that actually understand why I did what I did. I didn't do this to be mean or malicious or to rattle anybody's cages. I did this to prove a point.
Today I brought an M4A4 and 500 rounds into my daughter's school. Gone wrong. Gone sexual. I'm sorry. It's like, dude, YouTubers need to stop. Okay? YouTubers literally need to stop. It's just jail across the board. Jail YouTubers. Okay? Just... we need to stop YouTubers from happening. We have too much. This is why we have the Darmons of the world. And then also on top of that, we have the other even scarier Darmons of the world. What's the one? What is it, like critical something? She's a misgiven viewer. This is something Dale Gribble would do. Literally, this is some Dale Gribble shit. I was engaging in penetration testing on my son's high school. She's a Q mommy. Life lessons with Lewis. Yeah, exactly.
I'm a parent. And if you're a parent and you don't understand and you're being a Karen and you're writing all these ugly things, go somewhere else. I proved that I could get through the public school system. It just happened to be public school. And I made it. Without any problem. I ate lunch without my mask on. I mean, I thought that was going to be the deal breaker, but it's not. Somebody commented that I look 35. That was rude. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't think it should have ever gotten this far, and people are angry at me or not.
I love her refusal, her outright refusal for like why people might be weirded out by what she did. And her hand waving away of this is basically like, y'all lames are just jealous I was able to fucking do this. I love that, dude. It's like, y'all are just jealous I was successfully able to do this. And that's why people are calling me out. It's fucking so good. You missed the best part? Wait, what did she say?
I did this to prove a point. I'm a parent. And if you're a parent and you don't understand and you're being a Karen and you're writing all these ugly things, go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else.
I proved that I could get through the public school system. It just happened to be public school. And I made it without any problem.
Casually walked around a park with my dong out. Not caught. Watch to the end. It's literally the same energy, dude. It's so good. I've never seen someone so proud of themselves for doing something so insane.
Problem. I ate lunch without my mask on. I mean, I thought that was going to be the deal breaker, but it's not. Somebody commented that I look 35. That was rude. I don't know what else you want me to say.
She does kind of look like Bad Bunny.
I don't think it should have ever gotten this far, and people are angry at me or not angry at me. Some people understand. Some people are just like, oh my God, this is nuts. Absolutely, it's nuts because you don't understand my integrity. You don't understand why I did it, or, you know, if there was a real reason or if there wasn't. I'm telling you right now, we need better security at our schools. This is what I tried to prove. And I don't mean to be curt, but I kind of feel like I proved it. I'm not going to edit this video because I want it to be 100% authentic, which is going to be hard. My eyes are a little bit red because I am emotional. The entire day that
I love her. I think she's a fucking content genius, dude. She needs to go to jail. I feel like the amount of content that would come out of her being like a part of the carceral state would be legendary, dude. I escaped prison as a prank. And now people are saying my sentence should be extended. It's kind of fucked up. I wanted to show that I could escape prison. I shanked someone as a prank in prison. And now people are saying, I wanted to show how easy it is to make a shank out of a toothpick, or out of a toothpick, I mean, out of a toothbrush, and shank someone and murder them with this. And for some reason, people are now saying I should have a longer sentence for it. And that's fucked up.
I was there at school, I was so nervous. You can see it in my breathing. I couldn't even breathe. I wanted to throw up after every class. Well, why did you stay? I stayed because, look, no one noticed I was there. That is a problem. I was, hey, put your phone away. That's who I was. So, hide the crow's feet. I was, hey, put your phone away. I was not a name. I was not a person. I was, hey, put your phone away. There have been one too many mass shootings. I was going to Google it, but this video is just taking a turn for I did not get to get all my facts straight.
Wait, masked shootings? Wait, what? No, she means mass shootings, right? Also, like this isn't about like, no, hold on. This is not about like being able to wear a mask and like hide yourself, right? She's saying that like, oh my God, hold on. No. She meant masks, right? She did not mean masked shooters and like how wearing a mask at schools, because that would be fucking, because that would be perfect. That would actually wrap this with a tidy little bow if it was, she said one too many, by the way. You know, 265 mass shootings in the 2021 in the year 2021 is fine, but 266, that's where I draw the fucking line. Okay, she said mass, but it would be really funny if she... I misunderstood. But I would find it really strange, if, or not so strange at all, actually, if she was making an argument that like being able to wear a mask creates easier shooters. You know what I mean? What is this? This you? Yes, dude. This is me. I am Bad Bunny.
I'm not saying that one mass shooting doesn't equal another, or it is not as great, whatever. What I'm saying is that is one too many. The first one should have never happened. I think I read or Googled that there have been 40 or 44. Alexa's being finicky and she's not answering my question properly because...
Thank you, Rams Cake, for the 10 gifted.
Whatever. I think that we need metal detectors. I don't think... Wait,
what is a metal detector going to detect that you're 30? How is the metal detector going to detect that you're 30? It's not like you brought a gun with you into school. And there was a reason why you didn't bring a gun with you to school. They probably would have fucking figured it out. Like, what the fuck?
I think that backpacks are a good idea. So as a parent, seeing this video and watching me in a classroom full of students, 100% I get that that is weird. I get that. Would you have rather me proving a point sitting there quietly with my mask, or
putting pipe bombs in principal's office gone genocidal? Why don't you talk about Navalny? He will certainly die in prison now. Me not talking about Navalny is leading him to die in prison, dude. Sorry, I had to read that take. It's so good.
Would you have rather a child or a student or an adult or a parent or a kid? Oh boy, shit. The baby's waking up. I tried to do this while he was asleep. Or would you have rather... Let me see. Let me look at my notes. Hold on. I know that was...
Hassle.
Yo, this is so good.
Are you more concerned that I, a parent, was sitting next to your child, or do we really want to wait for the next person taking their Second Amendment right to the extreme?
Wait. But like school shooters aren't from like not that school. Does she not realize this? I'm so confused. Like what? Why is she making it seem like school shooters actually are adults that are coming into schools and like posing as students and then doing shootings? My
baby's awake. I didn't do this for any other reason but to prove a point. I'm sorry that it had to be that specific school district. I am very sorry. They're all wonderful people. The principal's the nicest person I've ever met, and I'm sorry that it had to be you. I'm proving a point that this is with all school systems. Private school, public school, it doesn't matter. We have a problem. There have been one too many mass shootings in schools, elementary schools, colleges.
Why does she keep saying one too many, dude? Does she not realize that that implies that there is an appropriate number of school shootings? Like, I don't think she recognizes. I think what she's trying to say is like, even one school shooting is one too many. But she keeps saying like there have been one too many school shootings, implying that there is a number of school shootings that's okay. so stupid, dude. Big Jake Paul, it's time to end school shootings energy. Yeah, except if Jake Paul did some video like this, it would still be like a little bit more understandable because one, he's a YouTuber, and two, he's like closer to that fucking age group than she is. Okay? Even then it would be psychotic, but even it would be a little less psychotic, like slightly less psychotic than this mom doing it.
Is high schools. That is disgusting to think of, that this could have been prevented just by putting metal detectors and more security. We all pay taxes. I think we can do this. I mean, I'm not going to get political. I'm not going to, but come on. This is
But like, wait, hold on. But the argument that we need metal detectors is so strange because it's like, but you didn't bring a gun. Like, a metal detector would not have stopped you from going into this school, dude. What is she trying to say? It doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, why would a metal detector stop her from being able to go into school? Her daughter has to go to school after this. Just imagine the pain. I don't want to even think about it.
Gone way too far. And my integrity is definitely being put into play. So might as well just, God gave me a strong personality for a reason. Here it is. That's pretty much all I have to say. So to the parents, oh, the baby's crying and nobody else is here. To all the parents that were defending me.
She's definitely not a good parent, dude.
On TikTok and YouTube, I thank you guys so much. You guys don't have a dog in this fight. Don't bother with people. Don't bother with stupid people. They're not going to understand. The people that do understand, thank you. I mean, you understand where I'm coming from. The 915 Instagram thing, you guys are brutal and rude. My gosh. But whatever. This video went viral. I didn't mean for it to go viral, but clearly that shows that we have a problem. So I have to go.
Like, we have a problem, not she has a problem, except she does. This is so stupid.
Hi, officer. Can I help you? Yes, sir. How can I help you? I'm just letting you know that I am recording. That's it. Awesome.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, those dogs are sick.
Go ahead.
We're here because we're gonna place you under arrest, ma'am.
Okay.
You do have a traffic warrant with us, ma'am?
A traffic warrant?
Yes, ma'am. You're gonna be placed under arrest for traffic warrant, okay, ma'am?
Okay.
So,
that's it?
Excuse me?
And that's the only thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. My suegra's coming. I am not resisting. I am here. My baby's inside asleep. I am not resisting arrest. Yeah, she'll be here in 2 minutes. She lives in. Do I need anything? I've never been arrested before in my life.
Just take your ID. Anything else leave here, like that won't get lost over there, ma'am. Okay. Because a lot of hands go to the process of you going to the process.
Okay.
So I don't want anything to get lost.
Okay. May I get my ID inside? I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I promise. Yeah, absolutely. They don't bite.
What is this? Why do you guys keep listening? I don't know what
I
this
understand.
is.
I am not resisting. I am not resisting. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Bro, if she ran right now, that would be so sick. Imagine she fucking books it and she's like, I wanted to show that the police methodology for apprehending criminals is actually terrible, which is why I ran here.
0.6 yield, let's go.
Oh, he's nice. Thunder. Come on. That siren isn't for me, is it?
No. You can call that somewhere else.
Okay.
No, it's not for us.
Why I evaded the police, a raw but real answer. Oh. People that have experiences like this with cops are the reason why, like, they don't understand when people say, like, Black Lives Matter and shit. They're like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like, cops are fucking great. Like, see? They're, like, arresting me politely. I don't understand. Like, that's it. Like, and for the record, the older I get, personally, okay, the older I get, and I'm white as fuck, but the older I get, and the neighborhoods that I live in now, my interaction with police have also dramatically changed. So I've seen both sides of this conversation. Now, that's still different because I'm still relatively young, and also my name is still Hasan. So when they see my ID, it's a little bit different. But straight up, like, I never had like experiences like this with cops in the past, especially when I was younger. The pink thing is from the Hive Mind extension. Tell chatters to turn it off. They'll see it. I don't know how to change it. GSR test at the airport. Yeah, okay. Well, that's whatever, dude.
Is the Beethoven dog with a duck on the salad? No?
Yes, Thunder, no. Yeah.
Both of them?
Yes. Do I need a mask?
I have clean ones.
I have disposable ones.
Yeah, you want to take your own mask?
My car's unlocked too. So.
Just to be on the safe side.
What made you guys come down?
Oh.
Besides the viral video.
Well, they sent us to come. You have a traffic warrant, so that's why we're here, man.
But who sent you?
Excuse me?
Who sent you? Not like who. I don't mean it like.
Bro, I have to. Okay, this is getting boring. I have to show you guys something. Dude.
Why does your hair look like a handlebar mustache?
Someone got mad. Andy is, as you guys know, in Greece right now. And he said, decided to save a bunch of time and effort to take 2 flights. One of you guys, either as a joke or like seriously goes, does it bother you that Hasan the Hun talks shit on Greeks? Also, he refuses to support any Greek-owned businesses. Specific scenario. Cash App tried taking me, Hasan, and Amarant to a Greek kebab place while in Miami during the Mayweather fight. Like, someone got mad at me for saying Cash App took me, a Turkish man, and Amaranth, an honorary Turk, to a Greek restaurant. Like, clearly I'm joking, dude. What the fuck? That's awesome. My anti-Greek agenda. Don't worry, boys. I lived in New Jersey, okay? It's impossible not to dine at a fine Greek dining establishment, okay? I went to all the diners, motherfucker. I was blasting Greeks with money for the duration of my college experience.
To play the white woman campaign myself.
Don't be Greekophobic. Also, I'm from Salonik, so, you know, and Crete. Okay. I want to watch the this is like fucking boring now. I want to watch the video of the criminal psychology. I think this is a good transition to do that. Like, I think this is a solid transition to watch the criminal psychology shit.
Like that. I've had the warrant for, go on a long time.
Oh, I don't know. They just told me to go pick up this individual, so that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I know. It's a superintendent, and that's fine.
I'm gonna buy your ID.
Oh yes. I'm sorry. I didn't even.
Okay. What? The transition 1010?
How's it feel? Tell me how's it feel? Sitting up there, feeling so high, but too far away to hold.
What the fuck? Every day I want to throw this badge out of the window because the media has portrayed cops into being monsters. I mean, kind of tasteless for a cop to be making a video where his wife is taking the blow. You know, when you think about, I don't know, the last accurate study conducted on police and the rate of domestic abuse in police households back in 1990 was 40%, significantly, like much higher than every other profession or the national average. Kind of tasteless, sweaty, not good. Cops can't be racist. Their wives have black eyes. Oh, Jesus Christ. If she wasn't filming, those dogs would have gotten smoked. To be fair, I think he was aiming at the glass, not her. That's a self-reported 40%.
Look at the replies.
Bro, when you're a cop wife, you start you start getting incredible fucking, after a while, you just know how to dodge punches like that. There's a lot of videos like this on Cop Talk. Cop wives learn how to fucking dodge like, you know, they're kung fu masters after a while. Someone said that's a different guy. Also tracks with a lot of cop memes. I think this was the JCS video. Guilty until proven innocent. No, it was like there was one about like lying, right? I thought there was one about like lying about being a psychopath or something. How do you have a convo with the wife saying, I want to make this video my idea? Domestic abuse is hilarious. LA giggle. Oh my God. You fucking got it, dude. Yeah. That's what I'm making a joke about, domestic abuse, and not like you know, the other thing of who's doing the domestic abuse. What pretending to be crazy looks like. Okay, I want to watch that one. It's an hour and a half. Jesus Christ, that's long as fuck, dude. Is it that good? Best cops of TikTok compilation.
When I popped off, then you go gave me just a little bit of
Oh God! When a suspect hurdles a fence and then dives into the river.
Oh my God! He on X Games mode.
Well, shit. What are y'all doing? Screwing?
Bro, what the fuck is up with like these compilations always have?
Dress me. There you go. Strikes! Come! Find you guys.
They found the
radio.
Let's be real, bro. If this isn't training, let's be real. What's happening here? Okay. Immediately going for the fucking gun.
Hey! What? Hey, something traumatic happened that changed my life. Check. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, bud.
BJ's!
Come a little closer.
Dad, I've seen this TikTok before. If you squirt that water in my face, I'm gonna catch a case.
Okay, we won't do that one then.
No choice.
to make it stay, but you're savage, Lord. Did somebody break your heart?
Can I talk to you about something?
So I just feel really uncomfortable with you handcuffing other women other than me.
Stop.
No, seriously.
Y'all trying to tell me I ain't fast? I lose 1 foot pursuit. Y'all trying to tell me I ain't fast. You know what? Got with these donut 5,000s, boy.
Keck Velcro shoes.
Why do people get mad at fucking nurses and shit doing TikTok dances, but no one gets mad at cop TikTok? Like, it's significantly worse. At least nurses are like saving lives on their you know, in their when they're actually working. Like, kind of weird that like reactionaries get fucking mad at nurse TikTok, but they never get mad at cop TikTok. Why do you direct your viewers to harass small black streamers? What? Why would I do that, dude? Are you fucking stupid? Is this another one of those like fucking weird? Actually, wait, hold on. I'm gonna unban this person to see what the fuck they mean, and then I'm gonna unban them, and then I'll ban them if they're fucking 4chan Andes over here. Dude, they are trying so. These motherfuckers are trying so desperately to be like, dude, you're doing this. Like, good luck, bro. I'm sure it'll stick one of these days. Okay? Come on, bro. Keep trying, bro. This is a really good point.
Save lives when they're not
This
working.
is worse than police brutality. Bring this up next time Chuds ask about TikTok dances. Yeah, I want to see what they have to say about that. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Respond. More dipshits rating in your name again. Fortune insults trying to make you look bad, but I never said you were doing it.
Respond chatter.
Yeah, they're trying hard, dude. They're trying hard, bro. I sniped it hard.
Yo.
Cops also save lives, you idiot. Yeah, when they're not fucking working and making TikTok videos instead. Fucking got 'em, dude! Oh! Fuck! No control over 4chan incels, what you gonna do, you know? Yeah, I fucking don't know what to do there. Like, I don't know. These motherfuckers keep like raiding other people's chats and being like, HasanAbi sent us here, and then they like spam the N-word, and it's not even like, it's like fucking 4 people. So what do you want me to do? I can't do anything about it. They're not from this community. So paying any attention to it is like bad to begin with. It's 4chan.
Hysterically.
Chat equals one guy. No.